Okay. Cool, cool.
Enda seething over his fancy toys not working.
You have no idea. As of this very moment, you have no idea. Oh, I love Elden Ring. It is my favorite video game, and this is not a long, extended ploy to kill it. Honest, chat.
No way. Oh no, a third time. Looks like we'll have to delay it and I'll get a nap. Oh
God
no.
forbid.
Oh no.
Alright, well, let's mod in. Amazing. Absolutely fascinating. Alright. It is funny, though, the weird little interactions that happen when you start streaming.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the streamer curse. It's not going to work when you're, oh, hey guys, what's up? Today I'm going to show you some secret tech. Well, I didn't get it that time. I didn't get it that time either. But Alex, I promise it's a thing. I shouldn't have done this live, but I wanted to show that it was consistent, and I'm definitely doing that right now.
Yeah, you're
I just,
definitely showing we're definitely showing the degree of consistency. All
mhm.
right, give it. Wait, no, I have to do this again because
I'm gonna laugh if this is what's crashing it, but that's
that would be very, very funny.
that would be very good.
Can you
Let's
see
hope
it?
I can see it. I see it.
I see it.
Let's see it this time.
3, 2, 1, go. Alright, there we have it. We have both of our contestants in. Going for that little pressure. The Glintstone Chris that time was interesting. Ruth is going to be fat rolling as well, as we do see the physic here on the side of Ruth and Maud going for some cheeky little bits of damage. Not quite able to connect those. We do see these rolls come out there on fairly low ping. Again, it's the UK to Finland, which is relatively good, as we do see Maud here going for that little bit of pressure right off the bat. Tries to go for that roll catch. Ruth is going to catch him there, but I think we're seeing a little bit of a difference here on the side of Ruth, Dodd. What you reckon?
Well, I see that they're staying a lot closer than they were in the first round of pools.
Mm.
There's some hugging going on right now, which is a dangerous thing to do
Mm-hmm.
against Shunter. That's
Yeah.
where Shunter wants to be, is that close. It doesn't
Mm.
chase very well. It can't run you down, but it can vortex you into oblivion. And speaking of oblivion, there was a nice frame drop on my side.
That was an
Fantastic.
amazing frame drop on my side as well. It's good to see that Seamless Co-op can do so much, but it can't make the game run correctly, no matter what, as
No,
we
it
do see
cannot.
that roll there coming out here on the side of Maud. Very nice stuff. I think Maud actually stacking that bit of focus there. He's coming prepared. He kind of knew what to expect from Ruth, and Ruth is going to eat that 462 damage and is going to be anti-aired.
Ooh, that was a.
Oh, that was nice.
But then there comes the moon veil. A flask was used to get some health back. That was a lot of damage there from that shunter. I couldn't quite see the numbers on Discord, but that knife, that cheeky little knife, and
Yep.
Ruth goes down, outranged by knives. With Ruth using that bow, that's an interesting turn of events for someone holding a bow, getting ranged out like that. That's interesting.
Forbidden tech, OMG, no one knows about it. Interesting. Is that void tech? It very well might have been. Very, very well might have been. I'm not sure. I had a massive frame drop there as well, so that both things are possible. Um, because Lord knows, as we do see Maud taking the first round. But I think that was a really good display here on the side of Ruth. Definitely had improved somewhat from the first round. Who definitely figured out ways to kind of like get that extra little bit of damage. But Maud was having absolutely none of it. He's walking
Mm.
still, 9822 knew it. I love how we're going that there's a possibility this may be 9822. There was a distinct possibility. We'll have to actually ask the is an extension of Forbidden Tech? Maybe, good day. Maybe. I knew Ruth is a cheater. Well, again, the same rules apply. There are no macros allowed, and there are. Ask Maud, he might have done it. We'll definitely ask Maud afterwards. I had a massive frame drop there as well, so that's possible. But there are ways and means of doing it without a macro, and I'm curious if that's what was used. So we'll figure that out in the next round as we move on to round 2. It is going to be Maud versus Ruth. Maud is 1 point up. Dragon, give us the count in.
3, 2, 1, go.
Boom, out you go. as we do see the bit of pressure here on the side of Maud. Keeping up that aggression, tries to go for a roll catch, not quite able to do it, goes for that. Out goes the jump attacks, go out there. Managing to roll that one out. And, you know, the sleep bow on low lat is kind of an interesting one, because Maud can just indefinitely strafe, as he does do 340 damage, tries to go for the roll catch there. Is going to get a ghost hit, though, for his troubles. And that's one of the things, Dragon, that makes sleep very, very strong, is, of course, going... Ooh, out goes the roll there. 434 there on that exchange. Are we going to see some Void Tech?
It's possible. We know that they understand this matchup pretty well. When that bow is out, it's going to be difficult to punish. Oh, what a follow-up right there. Now, that was impressive. Not only getting that backstab, but getting a bolus in, too. And with that helmet and the talisman, it is real hard to get sleep on somebody. So every bolus is just another reset of Ruth's setup. And it's just not working out. But that backstab was very cheeky.
It was very
jump
clean
attack,
as well.
vulnerable. It was very clean, but not going to happen there. Ruth trying to do the same, and again switching, soft swapping or even hard swapping back and forth for that still takes a little bit of time, and that's why boluses in this regard here are a little bit hard to punish if you have to hard swap or soft swap like that.
The soft swap, the pocket Moonveil is very, very useful for. It's one of the few parts where, you know, in a 1v1 that Moonveil shines, is it's very high damage, it's very high range. It's a really solid punish, and that's going to be a headshot for Ruth, taking that, as we do see another bolus here. Maud, of course, using the healing tier here in this one, and that's going to be Ruth taking 277. And oof.
Now, I said earlier that the Shunter is a weapon that has a little bit of trouble chasing somebody down, but if you time that attack just right, you will be following them over, and that's always about timing in between in between the attacks. Is just understanding you need to mix those up, and if you mix up that timing, boy howdy, those rolls can get caught. It's about the only one it can do in those chases, so I'm going to call that a read. That was a heavy read on Maud's part there.
Very much so, and a very impressive, but not quite as impressive as the raid we just got. Thank you very much, Faded. Really appreciate it. Welcome in all of yours. Gonna restart game real quick. No worries, Ruth. Do what you have to do. Ruth used Prism Stone arrows. Apparently trying to do some crash tech. Impossible. Impossible. Dishonest tech being used in a ruleless tourney. I don't believe it. Restarting to reset scripts.
There's a lot of passive-aggressive statements in chat, which is you love to see it, because it just means the actual meta is ruining your friendships in these games. And if we can always provide to that, it means we're doing a good job. So I'm happy with that. That's what this whole league was for, was to ruin friendships. So let's see if it happens.
Well, that is the aim. It's not going so well so far because people are actually enjoying themselves, which, you know, they are playing Elden Ring, but that's a little bit unfathomable to me personally. But you know what? Listen, the best of intentions did not quite end out, but we should all use +0 wise, says Mudkips PL, which welcome in, by the way. Don't know if we do that, and I will stop having fun soon. Excellent. But I will be curious as to Maud did find an attempt to find the macroless 9822. That would be very interesting, very, very interesting. But outside of that,
as a reminder to chat, macros are not allowed in this tournament for chainsaw reasons, other glitch reasons. There are no macros, so that is not allowed. And I know that Enda cheated in the last pool, but it doesn't mean that you can too. So don't be doing that.
Well, again, the rule changes are at my discretion, so whenever it suits, you know, that's the real trick, you know. If you can't cheat in your own tournament if you make the rules, right? That's how it works.
That's what some people say, and we'll see how that works for the friendship meta. See how that weighs heavily upon some.
I would make the wild assumption that that's not going to work out too well. I believe ban everyone without an RTX. I think Mudkips might be right. Can I join with my PC that is an integrated graphics? That has an integrated graphics, so I can 9822. Well, you just do that in general. Real 2 stock. So you know what? Listen, I don't know if it's really a glitch at that point as opposed to a feature for yourself. But either way, we do have Maud and Ruth in and ready to go. It is round 3. Maud is 2, Ruth is 0. Give us the count in.
3, 2, 1, go.
Boom. Out goes the bolt, as we are going to see the physics here from both of our players. Forced back now as the side of Ruth into the corner. Maud is going to be in a spot of bother here as he does keep up that bit of pressure. Managing to catch Ruth there. Goes for the crouch to try and catch him again. Not quite able to do it. Maud doing a little bit of rolling here, a little bit of panic rolling. He knows he can just strafe this, which is the funny part, but Ruth is going to keep that pressure. Moonveil does come out. That's going to be 835 damage there. And you see, that's by the pocket. Moonveil comes out in 105 damage there in that exchange.
Well, and if you know that they're going to Moonveil and you throw out that jumping, it does present you an opportunity to take very little damage for it. Moonveil is not very good at the anti-air in terms of damage. It will hit you and it will trade, or it will prioritize, obviously, but it is not a whole lot of damage. Another sleep there. I'm wondering now what the difference is between the last few fights. Maud just not getting in those bolus or something, but those sleeps are coming in hot.
He might not have changed the focus ring there on that one. That may very well have been it. Or he just got that extra few ghost hits while aggressing very heavily because Ruth realized she didn't have to be afraid of him. And as we see it out here, a bit of a misfire there on the run R1, which is not quite what you want. And Maud caught in the backstab grab. But just as a reminder, there are no physic tiers that are currently banned. So what Maud was doing there is he was using the half heal one, if memory serves correctly, as we do finally see that bolus here come out on the side of Maud. But that's going to be a headshot, staggering him out there. Ooh.
Yeah, those headshots are maddening to get hit by. It's a big hit to your mental when you get hit in the head like that. Oh, another one. There's the vortex being weighted there. Wrong call out on that unlock. Maud is attempting to do some very standard roll catches, and it's not working out. And there's the finish. Now Ruth finally landing those sleeps in that match. That is what this build was. That's what this setup was meant to be. And why Ruth is running it for those big hits, those big sleeps. I think that that was 3 sleeps in that one round.
I believe so. I'd be curious as to how Maud got caught out there, considering he did as well as he did. But that was an interesting exchange. You know, fair dues to Ruth. Managed to find the opportunity to get a bit of damage in there. Maud, of course, trying to keep up that pressure. I think the real turnaround there after he managed to get the physic out was going for that backstab and getting caught. I think that was really the one that got him caught.
I agree, and we had discussed earlier and a few of the other times that this piece of shit was on live, that understanding your latency with another person is half the battle itself. And I think it may be possible that Ruth has figured out where they are and is maybe holding their shots just a little second longer to get those phantom hits in there, bit by bit. And that might have had something to do with the last round, because with the 3 sleeps as opposed to none is quite the jump from the first 2 rounds.
Well, the only question is if the first half of the battle is to do that, Dodd, then surely the other half then is trying to bring yourself to play the game. Is that correct or is that incorrect?
That's unfortunate. That's true. Well, I need to put on that ring myself. Be passing out here.
And here we have it. We do see the rune arc here on the side of Maud Crab. He's going to be rocking that. Ruth in her corner with the bow build yet again. But either way, give us the count in at your leisure.
One of these days, I'm going to wait about 5 or 6 minutes to do that. 3, 2, 1, go.
I despise you. Either way, both of our players are going to go for their respective buffs. You do see the frost pot here come out on the side of Maud. Out comes the bow here yet again on the side of Ruth. Maud doing a little bit of job, and he's not being quite as overly enthusiastic. Goes for standing R1, not quite able to land. Almost manages to get the run attack.
Another headshot there, which is now this is something I don't know, because I never did the light roll. Another sleep there. See that is a powerful thing. Goes ahead and flasks right in the face. Very disrespectful. I like that BM, but I never ran a bow setup with light roll because I'm trying to get into heaven. Does a headshot actually land more status on you than what a regular shot would do?
I think we're going to have to address chat for that one, because I'm not actually sure. To the best of my understanding, it just does does extra poise damage, and more or less just gives you that particular stagger, irrespective of your poise. So outside of that, I'm not quite so sure. Oof. Managing to keep that pressure. He does manage to get the bolus again, though. He can almost go for that for free, but those staggers are definitely adding up. And I can imagine that that's going to affect the mental game as well when they're in, it can be incredibly... Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Another huge bit of damage there. Up, looking for that roll catch. Didn't quite manage that one, but the Vortex was denied in that one. And Ruth knew in that moment, even if this trades, I'm still walking that.
Yeah, and again, it's important to keep in mind the amount of health lead she had all the way through that. Even after Maud goes for at least the singular heal, still managed to come out through it with like so much health left at the end. That's kind of insane. That's actually
when you have a weapon. When you have a weapon art that takes 3/4 of your fucking health, that is the way the health disparity should be going. Ruth is finding their stride in this, and it's lovely to see, especially after the first round, which they were at such a heavy disadvantage. I'm again using a shunter that has a little bit more trouble chasing these things down. It's definitely reflecting here. I think the first 2 rounds were strong, but I think Ruth is now feeling herself out and understanding the timing a little bit better, shaking off a little bit of rust, and saying, "This is what I meant for this to do, and it is time for me to do it."
Oh, welcome in Yas, as we do see Yomi hitting us with the truths. Ruthless indeed. I didn't want to say it, but at least you went low enough to actually do it. Well done, Omi Nurs. Yeah, but Ruth's definitely coming into her own in this set, and we didn't see an opportunity last time for her to really show us what she had, as we do see. What is Maud doing? Is he gonna go PSGS, but one of them is a shunter?
Hey, I've done that before. That's that my friend didn't drop me a second lance. This kind of improvising thing. I know that tech. I'm aware of that tech, and it got me kind of far. Not gonna lie.
Someone give this man the TGA table. Either way, we do have both of our contestants in. Give us the shout. Give us the shout out.
Well, if they had the TGA table, then he'd have 2 shunters. 3, 2, 1, go.
Boom. And there we go. We are going to see both of our players here going much more aggressive mode here as we go for the crouch. L1, not quite able to connect. And out he comes. Is he going to go for a jumping attack there to try and punish one of those? He does that time, but not quite timing it correctly. How do you feel this matchup goes against Light Roll Bow versus PSGS? How do you feel that this goes, Dodd?
I feel like it is the job of the PSGS to trade against anything that they do and still win that one out, which we all know and have felt. But that's
aim punch.
Smacked there.
That aim punch
again,
is tragic.
That's harmful. That is harmful. It is pain inducing. I do think that in Ruth's strategy, as strong as it is, like that, I do think the Moonveil should come out a little bit more than this bow, and the bow should be used as less of a primary. The chip damage is working, but at the health we're looking at here, you really need to even the score against something like PSGS. That is another unpunished flask there. That's part of the reason I think that Moonveil should be out. It's just a little bit more. Maud doesn't have to super concern himself with it as often as maybe they could, because it is just not out as often.
Yeah, and having that threat of being moonveiled from like a kilo is definitely a huge problem. It can definitely dissuade you for going for those boluses, and can even just in the mental game, even though really not much has changed, given that you can still just like bait out the attack and then go for the bolus. Like Ruth here has been chased around the garden path here by Mob, but she's not letting up. She has those bows. The bow is just completely guaranteeing that chip is going to be added up. Barely misses it. Barely. By a hair's breadth. Oof. Force back now. Ruth taking another little bit of damage. 277. Ruth is painfully low. We might see Maud take this set. But keep in mind the amount of health that Maud has lost all the way through this. Slowly but surely getting chipped down as we do see Ruth stuck in the corner but managing to get out. The running R1 comes out and that's going to be the bow. And we see the Moonveil come out. Do we see a backswing? A little bit, but that's not a good trade for Ruth. We might even see it. The Moonveil comes out. Barely misses that last crouch L1 as we do see the two-handed Moonveil come out here on the side of that. And that's going to be
and
Ruth.
There it is. Changing up the timing of that engagement over and over again, focusing on that Moonveil. Those katanas, they were a little bit buffed in the last patch, at least with their recovery, so they are not such a risky thing to do, and Maud was feeling that in that moment. Ruth now primarying that Moonveil and just totally changing the pace immediately, taking control of the pace between a PSGS, which I don't think Maud was prepared for in that moment.
Was that a fight okay, or Lack got super bad? That fight looked fine to me, from what I could tell, Ruth. It looked A-okay on her end, so I don't know what to say to you. And again, this is of course a best of 9, so no Ruthams, you're going to have to, you're going in the shipping container. Damn, I don't know what they're doing on Ladder Court at the moment, but part of me doesn't really want to know about the sounds of things. Dear Lord.
Anything that involves the nickname of Rutham can just go straight to hell. So they can keep that. I don't care. The sooner this is over, the better.
Well, isn't that the same with most of this anyway? We have only 5 sets to do today. This is fantastic.
Yeah.
Little Ruru, dear Lord. Skull. Is that 3-2? Yes, the score is 3-2, Ruth. And it is round 6 as of right now. First to 5, remember, ladies and gents. Alright, we have Ruth coming in. The cat girls get hate, but what about cat boys? They get just as much hate, but there's fewer of them who are willing to admit it on the internet. Either way, we are ready to go. Dot, are you prepared? Mentally, physically, spiritually?
None of those things after hearing cat boy and cat girls, but we can already proceed on that one and pretend it never happened. 3, 2, 1, go.
Boom. Out it goes. As we do see Maud immediately keeping that bit of pressure. That's actually one of the advantages of just not bolusing straight off the bat, is you just get that extra little bit of pressure, but having that threat of the Moonveil right off the bat is definitely... Oh, and that's going to be a stagger there. Thinking that Maud was going to go for it again. We do see Ruth trying to go for that Moonveil punish, as we do see the unsheathes from Kilo. I think this is an old samurai movie, playing that game from a distance. Out it comes Maud. Force back is going to be hit by a little bit of damage. Force back now once again. 99 damage. 198. Misses it. Tries to go for a roll catch using it, but that is not a good trade. As we do see Maud go for the 6 damage. 6 damage because of the bolus. Not the bolus, the heal. That's rough. That's real
disheartening.
Rough.
That would do a number on my mental if I had seen that one. But it has pushed Maud over the edge there into the second phase of this fight with a heal like that. But that's a massive hit. That was perfectly timed punish on Ruth's part. That is exactly what you want to see. Ruth starting to get a gauge of how much actual resistance Maud has, but getting stuck in the corner there. There was a little bit against the wall there, baby, in the corner. You don't want that. They're crying and mom is not here. And we are looking at that, and we are wondering, I'm wondering if any point that shield might be used for a perfect block. That would be very funny. And there's the...
What?
Let's call out Blue Feather MVP in that moment there. The Moonveil deciding that trade was 100% in their favor, and that Blue Feather swap showing us how strong just a little bit of that physical resistance can be to keep you alive.
That may well
Video games are in fact being played.
That's kind of bonkers. What a turnaround. Not just one, reverse, getting them that low, and then Maud coming right back up to basically full health. But then to be one hit and just go, nope, you are one hit, sir. Dear God. 4-2 on the side of Ruth. Can we get Crab Gang? Can we get Crab Gang represent right now in this chat? Pour one out for the fucking fallen on that one. Jesus. Ouch.
That was an intense match.
That was intense. That was good.
That was, and even though Ruth clearly knew that trade was coming, I think everybody in that moment felt that little pucker up there, wondering if that was going to go the way it was going to go. And boom, we saw it. That blue feather is a powerful item.
It's necessary.
For those little necessary. It is necessary.
Absolutely.
It is needed.
I have a.
That's what it looks like.
How do you feel about comeback mechanics in games in general? Do you feel that they're kind of...
I hate them. Hate them with a passion. Hate them.
Well, either way, we have both of our players in. On the right, we have Maud. On the left, we have Ruth. Give us the count in. This could be it. Maud could be it. Could be out.
Match point for Ruth. We'll see where it goes. 3, 2, 1, go.
Boom. Out goes the bolt there. And we do see both of our players here. We see the little fan daggers coming out there on the side. Out it comes. We see the bow slowly building up that little bit of value. And those little chips of value are really useful. But like that, it's just all of that value is just immediately equalized. So... Having a non-existent neutral game and just being able to chip away at people consistently, fantastic. As we do see the swap over to Moonveil, probably thought he was going to go for it. Oh, he goes to the walk around to get the bolus. Cheeky.
That is a very cheeky thing. That is not the... No, I will not go for the backstab. I will instead press square and laugh at you.
Oh, but it didn't matter.
Anyway, it did not matter. So we know that Flask is coming and is not punished. Now, see, I made the read. Why did you, Ruth? Let's turn on the brain. That's how it goes. We need to start thinking. There's another bolus right in Ruth's face.
Oh, and he's gaining health for every... I understand what he's doing. He's set up that for every bit of it. That's interesting.
No. Oh, no. The second phase of the start has indeed started. And we are watching now as Ruth has to get out of that PSGS. But Mod also keeps their distance after a strike in a very interesting way that I don't think I would do. Maybe they've got tech I'm not sure of. That's exactly what needs to happen. That type of pressure. You've only got one gimmick with PSGS, as strong as it is. You need to get in there. And some of the distance that I have seen from
and that's
part,
Ruth caught. That's unfortunate.
Blue Feather failed them there, as it did not in the last fight. But in this one, it seems like Blue Feather was just not enough to stop that rush down. That you see, both of these people need to understand their setup is a rush down, and it is an interesting distance they keep keeping as I backseat the hell out of them from my commentator's chair without actually having the game installed. So, take what I say with a grain of salt.
We kind of take that as a given, to be fair, Dodd. But that was an interesting play there, and showing that the really high damage output the PSGS does have. I mean, that was a tier skip, as we just seen. Like, that's huge strategy with those high damage options. Fantastic. The no back seating. Yeah, that is true. This is a no back seating first playthrough. Don't spoil the game, guys. I care so much.
I didn't see anywhere in the rule set that there wasn't any coaching, and I literally get paid for it. So if you can consider me a professional, and everything I say is law, 100%.
That is, well, you are content. You are a content creator, man. I will give you that very much. So you know what? That's fantastic. As we do see. When is there going to be the tips and tricks Elden Ring vid coming out, Dodd? That's what I'm really curious about.
Don't worry, I'm working on it. Don't worry about it. Definitely keep waiting and definitely hold your breaths collectively.
Well, either way, ladies and gentlemen, we have both of our players in. Ruth on the left, Maud on the right. Give us the count in at your leisure.
3, 2, 1, go.
Boom. Out it goes. We are going to see the physics here. The physic here on the side of Ruth as... Oh, not quite sure what that was, but it was definitely something.
Tech,
I don't think
tech.
I think that's British net. To be honest with you, I think that's what's going on here.
Oh, fuck off! Fuck off! Yeah, you fuck off!
Go on, England. Go on. Okay, I think whatever is going on, they have sorted it out. Out it goes there. 106. I can't quite read it there. The vision is blurry. We're still wiping the sleep from it. Minors, exactly. Out it comes there, as we are going to see Ruth here keeping up that little bit of pressure. Maud trying to find those opportunities to get in. Does go for the Moonveil. I believe that was a misinput there. 205 there. Force back now once again, as we do see what seems to be that little bit of an anti-air on the side of Maud. 1100 damage in that exchange there. Oh, and the Physic is now out, gaining health from each one of these bow shots, which is quite funny. Out it comes, you do see the jump come out there again.
It is not a flask that you see often. It was pretty funny when the game came out to watch everybody running their moon veils, copying Peeve, and having seen the latest montage of how that works, and then throwing on that flask and getting all your health back from dudes continually spamming on you. You don't get to see it often, and due to flasks not being banned in this tournament, we get to see the players actually use 3 brain cells instead of 2 playing this game, and see a little bit of the variety there.
Could she get it? She does. Will we get the cat back swing? We got the cat back swing. Nice.
And that is Ruth.
Everyone, do not please mention game-breaking bugs and how to recreate them on stream. I think we should all do it in this instant.
I think we should do it. Yeah,
I think killing the game. I think we should
blame. I think we should blame every step on some type of tech or problem, regardless of evidence. I think that is
so true. So true, bestie. So true. You are saying truths right now.
That's what I think.
And that's going to be
if someone lands a hit, they're cheating. Period. That's just how it works.
And that's going to be Ruth taking the fat W with a beautiful finisher there. Absolutely fantastic. Really, really solidly done. Fair play to you, Ruth. A good turnaround, and Maud giving it his all, forcing a 5-3 on the side of Ruth. Well done to both of you. A remarkably honest setup, doing well right off the bat. We're back here again, Dodd. The honest setups are actually doing remarkably well comparatively, which is definitely something I wasn't expecting.
Well, I think a lot of people, having played this game for as long as they did, using more honest setups, because the ones that aren't are kind of boring to play. I think we can all agree on one level or another. You get a little bit bored winning over and over again, doing that one thing that possibly devalues everything that you have ever done in your entire life. But I think it's about comfortability. I think it's about understanding this is something I use a lot. I know what it can do, when it can hit, where the latency is between the two of us. I'm familiar with that. And so when you're using that and you think to yourself, man, I could go for the big stupid thing, but I don't reuse the stupid thing a lot. So comfortability does come into play in tournaments like this, 100%.
No, for sure. As we just ping our players here to let them in real quick.
Well, then I'm going to smoke. You can't, because you're not from the future.
I'm not from the future. I can't believe it. Welcome in, Lily. But 2-stock is stuff. Okay, the 2-stock memes are definitely getting on my nerves. GG, dude, you won. Either way, let's get this set up. How are we feeling though about that first match? How are we feeling?
It was definitely an exciting fight to see, knowing that these were both setups that everybody can look at and say, I know what they're doing. There were no questions asked. There was nothing that you had to sit there and think, I wonder if that's really going to pan out, or is it just too gimmicky? We knew what it was they were doing. I do think that Shunters was too honest of a pick, and that PSGS was really putting the pressure on there in a way that I think we all expected, but Ruth adapted to that very quickly. And the MVP there, again, is just that blue feather that gave Ruth a lot of flexibility in trading, 100%, and even took a round for him. That was a very, very good thing.
No, and again, Maud did a phenomenal job there of looking for opportunities to get damage, and Ruth Ruth is a little bit of a reactor. She'll claim otherwise, but she has the ability to not panic under pressure, which is half of what's going on there. And
Always,
yeah,
always. Reaction rolls, reaction rolls, reaction rolls. Whatever setup you're against, reaction rolls should help, unless certain tech is involved.
really, what tech would that be? Huh?
Some random string of numbers. I don't know.
All right. Apparently, I'm not sure who. Is that Derek? I can't actually tell. It doesn't look like Joshy. Let's take a. Huh? Who is that? I think that's Soap. Let's check. That's Soap? Aha. Interesting.
I don't think Joshy's going to give up his fashion. We know he loves it.
Fix stream, please. What's wrong with stream? Check redeems. What? I'm so confused as to what's going on.
What is going on?
Someone's telling me something. And I'm not sure what it is that they're trying to tell me. Back pocket bow 9. Very true. Check redeems. B-Beard a best of 9. Gotcha. Huh. Are people having issue with streams? What's going on?
I'm not. Seems like it's. Let me take a closer look and not through my window.
I think the chat app died. Gotcha. It's fine now? Okay. There was a DSN error on stream. It's good now. Okay, there was an error message. Gotcha.
That's on Twitch. That's not on us. We can't control that.
This is all currently being recorded either way, so like even if the VOD is completely blitzed, we'll be okay. It will be saved for the history times. If we could get Joshy in, he's currently on his way, so we should be able to get on with there. But definitely a completely different first match than what we'd seen before. And is that let's take a little bit of a gander. Den would never forget to upload VODs.
Never.
Never in a million years. I think I know what was causing the problem initially. That's very funny. There we go. Boom. I'm not cheating, you're cheating. As we are having rocks thrown at us. Come on, England.
Yeah, fuck off, yeah. Fuck off. Fuck off. Yeah, fucking rock 'em. Yeah, you cheeky god. Fucking rock 'em. I love that video so much.
Oh, wait, is that Ika? I know you silly goose. I didn't realize that that's who you were. Well done. SK, hello. Welcome in, everyone. The rune fragment. It's a rock, okay? You're coming. No, it's clean rock. Nice.
It's a rock from the sky. That's rock. Okay, still rock. Everything is rock.
We are just waiting on Joshy to get in, but what are you expecting? Both, I suppose it's an open question to the floor to both the Dropout Dragon here and to you, chat. What's Josh gonna rock this time? I wonder. What's he gonna be playing around with?
Well, Josh likes to double down, but you never know. I think I'd be excited if Josh just decided to pull up the tryhard panties and say, "This is what I'm going to go with. I'm going to go with the Bloodhound Step double pike setup just because big funny and put on my fat man armor." That I am thinking that would be really funny. But Josh likes to double down on a more honest setup, and we're going to find out in just a moment. There's the same fashion, and we are looking at a curved greatsword there for a second, which was not what I was expecting, and I would have lost a bet. So we'll have to see where that goes.
What? Sorry, what?
I saw the meme weapon, the Kevin weapon.
The Bloodhound Fang?
There it is. Bloodhound Fang. There it is.
Josh, what the... was he... This is what happens when you're dropped one too many times as a child. Dear Lord.
Who knows? I'm wondering if there may be a little bit of a surprise that I am now currently imagining, and we'll have to see. if that happens.
What's he doing?
Why is he waving?
Why is he waving? Alright, he managed to get in. Parry bait with the Murakumo. Why is he waving? Alright. Both of our contestants are in. It is going to be Josh versus Dark Soap. Josh is on the left, Dark Soap is on the right. Give us the count in at your leisure.
3, 2, 1, go.
Boom. Out goes. We do see the physic here from Josh, and we see a little bit of a magic incantation-y thing coming out on the side of Dark Soap. Out it comes there. We are going to see a little bit of pressure on the clean. I know all of the names of all of the things that aren't in tournaments, okay? I am professional. As we are going to see Josh here going for the bleed grease on the Bloodhound Fang.
Oh, yes, there comes the swishy pokey, or, whatever that's called. Getting closer and closer as the pointy end gets closer and closer. Sticky, stabby stab tech. That's very good. I like that. Some type of hard skin being worn by the contestants.
As we are going to see some really nice trades coming out here on the side of Dark Soap. Dark Soap in the matchup obviously is the win on high latency because it is going to be Poland versus United States East. That is going to be quite nasty as we do see the quick step come out there. Stuck in the corner, still able to quick step away like a legend. That is how the game functions, ladies and gentlemen. Think about that when you boot it up. As we are going to see Josh managing to get that ball as poor form on the side of Dark Soap for not keeping up that pressure and actually punishing that Bolus. As we do see the run out come out. 408 damage there on the side of Josh, managing to keep that pressure up, but we do have that little jittering away here on the side of Dark, as we probably have seen a full heal just come out here on the side of him, as you do see a frame drop on the side of Enda. Unfortunate, you hate to see it.
I wonder if another mystical magic thing is going to happen.
Magic Seed Destruction. As we are going to see forced back now as the side of Josh. Dear Lord. Yeah, I like the bit where the thing happened. But that was a nasty put away there on the side of Dark. Very well played on the side of Dark, so up there keeping up that pressure. But look at that, just able to get away with bloody murder all the way while being stuck in the corner. That was nasty. That was very nasty, and Josh didn't have a means of actually nearly hitting him at all. Not great. Not a good time to be Josh, unfortunately.
Not in that round. Definitely not. People are playing around with the new favorite toy, the curved greatswords at the moment, is definitely mixing up some of the fads running around the arena, but I don't know if it's going to work here. Josh using the setup, as being pointed out there in chat, that Josh loves that fashion, but to run a setup like that, you do need some poise in a fight like this, especially against somebody who is experienced with the chase down, as Soap is.
And we do see Joshy back in. He is doubling and triple downing. That's outrageous. And thank you very much, Beazle, for the subscription. I appreciate it. But yeah, like, what does Josh even have to do here other than just play as passively as is humanly possible and try and force a mistake here on the side of... Oh, he's out.
The true mix-up, leaving the game.
Josh is still...
Fantastic.
I think he's found the real strategy for how to deal with Clean Rot on the setup he's rocking. Rotted, maybe.
Rotted.
Man's probably rotted. It's a guarantee, I think, that he had forgot to chill. Oh.
What more rocks being fuck off, you ain't fuck off. I'll never not think that now that I see rocks just anytime.
Josh
thinking about that when I'm using sling or anything.
Well, that was a Mordhau tournament, wasn't it?
It sure was.
Definitely had the jank of being a Mordhau tournament, but you know what? We are playing Elden Ring night now, so he who throws the first stone and all of that. Did you see what I did? We were just waiting for Josh to get his act together, ladies and gentlemen. Impossible challenge. And we should be good to go now in just a moment. Oops. More rocks are being thrown.
It's a lot of rocks.
Ah, there we have it. We have Josh from Xbox back in. He is, in fact, rune-arced. Everything seems to be right and ready. Tenor says he's going to mess up again and he'll have to leave again. That's my current theory. as we do see Josh in. Josh is going to be on the left. Soap is going to be on the right. Give us a count in at your leisure.
3, 2, 1, go.
Boom! Out it goes there. We are going to see whatever that's called happening yet again. Swapping back over to the icon shield. Josh keeping on the exact same setup. And there we have it. We are going to see what seems to be like this neutral game. Is Josh going to play it more passive, or is he just going to head straight in and do it? We do see the we're not going to see very much there. We're going to see a bit of damage there on the side of Joshy, not able to find the opportunity to get it in. 3-6-22 there on that exchange. For such a low commitment attack, it is doing so much work. And we see these trades come out. True, the bleed just came out here on the side of Dark Soap. Good catch on the side of Joshy though. Waiting for that, the R2 comes out there just to catch him on the end of his iframes. Very, very nicely done, but Josh is very, very low. And we do see a full here come out on the side of Dark. Yeah, there you go. That's
nice.
That's
that nasty phase 2. The phase 2 has begun. And again, it is as disheartening as it was before. Seeing this kind of matchup here and knowing that kind of heal can give you so many more mistakes or so many more trades or so many more crutches on poise. You can feel all of that in that one moment going, oh my God, I have to keep doing this shit. And that sucks. That is a nasty feeling.
It's not great. You see it there, the space out there on the end, on the side of Dark, managing to clip him there, and it's a death by 1,000 cuts kind of setup. You're going to constantly clip them. The damage adds up over time. Like true, Josh could probably get a good portion of that damage in one hit. But best of luck actually landing it with the Bloodhound Fang. That's kind of the downside of the setup. And fair play to him. He's given it his all. He's definitely throwing an entertaining couple of sets here for it. But it's Elden Ring is unfortunately the game where matchups matter an awful lot more. So Soap was very close to dying. He was, from one bleed proc that he didn't roll or manage to get iframes for Ruth. But he has the ability.
Josh is putting in some scary moments there for Dark Soap, but Dark Soap still having a setup. This game being as setup dependent as it is just a matchup that is 100% an uphill battle that I think we're all aware and have felt. I do know that my experience, I would have a little bit of trouble against a setup like Dark Soaps because anytime I run into it in the arena, I kind of turn my brain off and I don't really want to fight it, and I'm not trying very hard. So the practice time is very limited, and I'm wondering if that might be the case for a lot of people. They just see the quick step on the swishy pokey and think, nah, whatever, and you just kind of you don't learn anything because you don't care. And I definitely have felt that. I'm wondering if others have too, because my God.
And Ruth brings up a very good point as well. There's like an awful lot of players aren't very used to using kind of the shitter setups. So, which is
we had discussed that earlier. Yeah, familiarity.
Which is very much a PC issue. An awful lot of the tryhards, to my understanding on PlayStation, are much more aware of those setups and stuff like that. So it might be a bit of a blind spot, which will hopefully this league will encourage people to not have to worry about, to actually engage with the other mechanics.
Are you trying to imply that the PSN players have a better understanding of matchups and are better players? I think that's what you said, and I'm going to run with that. I think it should just absolutely send chat over the malls. And
I think that should be done, yeah, for sure. But all the tournaments are on PC, so get wrecked, I guess. Co-op about it, seed, mold. All your tournaments belong to us, ladies and gents, as we do see Joshy in and ready to go. Xbox's best platform. I think you might be right, Ika.
Well, some people are certainly proud from coming from there. So, I wouldn't be, but they are.
PS5 players are too busy doing PvE, and Joshy left again, probably, I would imagine.
I wonder what this does for his mental.
Rotted again? Of course he is. How are you doing, chat? I hope you're all having a wonderful time.
Oh, man. Hey, shout out to the real tech, and that is Enda hiding every yawn that he has actually had in the last 5 minutes, which I think I've counted 2. Shout out to that ability.
Oh, you're going to make me do it again, you prick. Oh, Jesus. There he
I'll tell
is.
you.
Don't
Amazing.
don't pipe up when you crash twice, throwing an ER and on Twitch. Listen, what can I say? It's all for the
He
entertainment
got
of
you.
the masses, okay?
He got you. He got you. Josh got you. Wouldn't happen to me because it's not installed.
That's the real tech, the uninstalled tech. So true. All right. We've both our contestants in and ready to go. Give us the count in.
3, 2, 1, go.
Boom. Out goes the bolt. You caught me again, okay? I wasn't yawning that time, honest. Out it comes here. We are going to see the Bloodhound Fang. That's the name of it. Versus Swishy Flick here on the side of Soap, as he's trying to force the opportunity to get in here. Josh going in here, goes for the running attack, not quite able to connect. That rot build up though is going to be scary. 683 from 2 hits on the side of Soap. 416. Soap, of course, has the physic here, which is going to allow him to swap over. Goes for the bleed. The bleed proc is going to be not rolled, but quick stepped, because that's the thing.
That quick step backstab happened to Soap in the arena, and now he says, I'm just gonna inflict that on somebody else. I don't think they exactly know the timing of when that gets done, but you can see there's a little bit of hatred and malice behind those movements. It says, I'm gonna flex on you as those randoms did to me. It's undeserved, and they are unbidden and unloved, and I hate them. Getting closer and closer to trying it over and over. But those in reality, those pokes are just absolutely shutting Josh down as they shut down most setups, even as strong as having like an off dagger.
And again, this is a very high lap match as well. You know, you're looking at no 2. Whoa! And that's the first tie.
Bleed carry for that slightly coped win. Amazing.
Oh my lord.
Josh is satisfied. Now, was that a true double kill, or was it the rot that finished off Josh after a blue feather might have saved the initial hit? I couldn't see that.
We'll have to check the VOD for that one, but my god. That's kind of cray, honestly. Dear
Is
Lord.
it cray?
Is
it cray, Becky, as we sit in front of the food court next to the Sabero bread? Is it cray?
Well, I mean, we wouldn't bitch like 2 teenage girls, would we? We'd never do anything like that. Impossible challenge.
Definitely not.
But did you hear what Derek said about Josh earlier?
I did. I can't believe that she would do that. It's crazy to me. And that's not even her skirt. Like, think about it. Where did she get that trash rag from? Like, come on, that's unbelievable.
Unbelievable. What do you think?
Nothing, just burning some bridges here.
Wouldn't be the first time. This wouldn't be the first time this week. Jesus,
I'm a little cold. Time to warm up. Time to increase the heat. Burn some bridges.
But yeah, we're just waiting for Josh to get back in there. That was the first tie. I can't recall how to count this, funnily enough. As we do see what seems to be the sleep grease being consumed here at very high velocity on the side of Dark Soap here. Is he going to rock it, I wonder? Oh, we do have Joshy back in. The Bloodhound Fang gang is back in and ready to go. Incredible. Someone should buy Soap a new skirt? Maybe.
Well, nobody wants hand-me-downs. Like, that's like, what do you think? I need your fucking charity? I don't need your fucking charity, okay? I work 13 hours a week over at the Sombrero bed. I don't have to deal with you, all right?
Let's not bring up certain individuals, please. That's a yikers. Anyway, Josh stirring trouble, burning bridges. Give us the count in at your leisure.
Nah.
Okay, 3, 2, 1,
Three.
go. As we are going to see both of our players here going for their individual attacks there. Out it comes, we do see the bleed come out. Goes for the attack. R1 comes out, not quite able to connect. The R1 though on the side of Soap does manage to connect those. We do see, look at that latency. The delay on that hit was absolutely rough, but that is going to be Dark. He did manage to land it. What is going to be for breakfast, ladies and gentlemen? As we do see Soap now walk away triumphant. Nothing was for breakfast.
No dice. It was in fact no dice. That's unbelievable.
He is clipping it? Of course he's clipping it. Dear Lord. Out he comes there, goes to the R1, not quite able to connect.
That was, in fact, the worst possible time for that to happen. As the first time in these rounds, Josh was ahead until that. That was... The G-force was open to clip that one out and start some shit later. That G4's replay is
almost
nasty.
got to connect there yet again, but again that lat is so rough between the two. He's actually just going for the fishes. Dark
Disrespect.
fish, yeah. I mean, it's Elden Ring. We expected friendships to be ended out of this one, and they're definitely making some good progress. Well done, Dark Sub taking another set. Another
Josh,
stock,
following the Souls player tradition of having trouble with the second phase. That healing flask has been seen often, a lot more than we saw in the first rounds, and now we see it a lot here. I think both of these matches have had that big heal flask. You know, obviously, if you have two of them, that's a full health heal, and it is a nasty, nasty thing when it pops off because it's so disheartening to see. It's so bad.
No, the regen one is super BG. I mean, like half the things in this game are super BG, which is why the rule set is 50 million miles long. But however, it
very
is
comprehensive.
Very comprehensive. Yeah, it's definitely something. But what I'll say is like it's important to remember why the rule set exists, and you know, to kind of heuristically come up with a new rule set based off of what we see here and what the problems are. It might
collecting
seem silly,
data.
We will have the data.
It worked for For Honor. Why not Elden Ring?
Well, it means, well, at least in For Honor, the developers tried to gather the data, so you know what? They had that going for them.
They didn't. They brought all those players to that tournament. They had the best people in the world in person, and they said, hey, let's go to lunch. And the dev said, go to hell. We have the data. I will not let that lie propagate. Those people are evil, and it doesn't matter because it's a completely different game. And I'm just going to turn myself down, and I'm calm. I'm fine. I didn't watch community.
The fact that they reached out to the comp scene in the first place is a terrifying concept. So you know what? They had that they had that above this one. But either way,
no, I'm not giving it to them.
Either way, we do have both of our players in and ready to go. Well, we have to set your standards just a little bit lower considering the competition. Josh to the left, Dark Soap on the right. Give us the count in.
3, 2, 1, go.
Boom! Out it goes. As we are going to see the swishy flick and whatever on earth that is on the side of Soap. And of course, is he using the... Josh is using the stamina regen tier, I think. With that green glow? Or it could be something else, I'm not sure.
Ooh, getting in there. That's that immediate beat. That's a hard bleed there. Now we have to wonder... We're getting closer to our second phase.
The second phase
and there it
interrupts it
with a dagger. You love to see it.
That's going to be Soap now trying to find that space to get out. Josh not giving him any space though at all.
Oh no!
Big clips.
Oh no!
And now he's going to get the physic as the wake up. Yes, he does.
There it is.
Oh, no time to clip that one, unfortunately. Oh,
dear. That was such a gamble. And it paid off well. I don't think Josh can be mad at that one.
And
I wouldn't be mad at that one.
Negative spacing there on the side of Soap there yet again, as we do see. Tries to go for it, but the latency just does not allow it, and they definitely won't allow that one. And, oh my lord, what are they going to go for? Are they just going to try and strafe each other for days? Is that what's happening here? As we are 7:22 in that exchange there. Oof. What?
Some backstabs coming out like we're playing Dark Souls 2. They could just be 100% traded into and not care, but here we are. Oh no! Josh bending over and saying, "Take me, I'm yours," throwing themselves backwards into that. What a homie stock. What a day to be alive.
Oh. He tried the ravioli. Didn't quite work out. 4-0.
Tried the ravioli and there was no formula. That didn't work out there. Saddening to see.
Sui says in chat, Josh, you have the wrong wolf outcome right now. Come on.
Montage rightly pointing out that friends are in fact being made. I think it's getting a little bit closer to that if people are going to throw.
And love blossoms of the battlefield, ladies and gentlemen. But you know what? We have both of our players getting back in as we speak. Oh, what did you make of that exceptional round there, Dot?
I'm going to call it the twerk tech. Just backing yourself up and saying, here you go. It's for you. Rest your fucking soda on this coffee table. And they did. And they absolutely did.
Oh, my Lord. So this tournament is sponsored by nobody. Definitely not after this exchange. So I hope you all enjoy that one. Oh, but I can't stop laughing, please.
Josh, Hell's Servant figured out a long time ago. You do not fight me on comms, and you don't listen to me on comms when you're going to be doing an actual for real fight. Don't do any of that. That's on you. You made that mistake. That is on you.
Oh my God. So I think Dark Sub is going to be pretty happy with how that last round went. What do you reckon?
I'd be happy too if I got a free lap dance. I need a minute. You hold the
How are we enjoying the tournament so far, chat? What do you reckon? You having fun? Great. Good stuff, Hello, good to see you in, brother. Lily, hello, by the way. Who else? Clay Anmer, good to see you in. Who else is in here that I haven't seen? Oh, there's Crab Fancy. Hello, hello. Good to see you all in. 3-put mass. If I didn't say hello, hello, hello. But yeah, it's definitely one hell of a tournament so far. Josh with the can you handle this cake? Mudkips, hello. No, it's good to see you all in. Everyone. Thank you. And Basic Myth who followed earlier. Thank you very much. And Beazle for the subscription. Thank you all very much. But we do have both Josh and Darks up now in World, and we're just waiting for them to get into their corner and for me to gather my composure after that. Bro drop is too funny. That was pretty funny. That was definitely something.
Oh man.
Welcome back, Dropout.
Yeah.
You're going to be the fucking death of me. Either way, we do have both of our contestants in. It's not a 1-5 here on the side of Josh versus Soap. This could be match point if Josh doesn't get it together. And definitely it's been one hell of a set so far. But are you ready, Dropout?
I am definitely ready.
All right, the reverse sweep is incoming, ladies and gentlemen. On a 3, on a 2, on a 1, allez. And we are going to see Swishy Flick and whatever on earth that is going out again. I believe it's a regen incantation, but who the hell knows? There's so many of them. And Josh is of course going to be on the Wakazashi, if memory serves, and the Bloodhound Fang. Interesting so far, like as dominant as Quickstock has been, and we see there in the 1,000 damage that just happened, on top of the insane amount of rot build up as we do see the pressure now come out. There's an awful lot of representation of setups in this tournament so far. A huge
It's pretty
amount.
surprising. It's pretty surprising. I wasn't expecting it. I don't think you were expecting that.
No.
I was expecting everybody just to be constantly trying to chainsaw each other or Bloodhound Quickstep double pike. And we have seen that,
Yeah.
but it is not every fight imaginable. Ooh, Dark Soul
Oh,
being
nice
hit there
one.
from that super
Uh-oh.
extra phantom. And there
Oh!
Wakazashi. Josh, who says reverse sweep. You fucking got it. Dark Soap obviously distracted by the absolute fucking giant ass thrown in his face earlier. He is now just the blood ain't flowing in the right place, and now Dark Soap has to collect themselves, and now we're here. What a hit! That is the kind of rushdown you want. And that Wakazashi, that is a nasty offhand. It gets a lot of bleed, and it does a little bit more damage than I think you'd expect, even if it's bleed infused.
Yeah, for
It does.
sure.
It does a bit. It does a bit. It's nasty. It's unfortunate because it's so weeby. I don't want to use it, but it is a strong pick for an offhand dagger.
Well, we are just going to wait now for Josh to reset world. But yeah, it's a useful tool. And again, keep in mind that having that very difficult to react to weapon that has the ability to get a bleed proc or any proc that you actually want in that given moment is absolutely phenomenal. It's very useful. It makes bleed setups actually scary, even though that they are still ultimately at the end of the day, you can just roll the bleed proc. GG, man. But having that ability to very quickly get that bleed proc off when they can't roll it, really, really strong stuff. But you have to read correctly when they're actually going to go for it. When you actually need to go for that dagger, how high their bleed build-up actually is. And Josh used it to very great effect in the last couple of rounds. So, you know what? GG though. For real.
Well, and there's something to be said. You know, if you're sitting there with the strongest setup and you know it, you can sometimes underestimate what it is that you're going for. You need to respect your opponent's damage, even if the setup isn't as strong as yours. You need to respect that. And a lot of those bleeds, I think, have been, you know, the single-minded tunnel vision of using a setup like Dark Soaps, which we all get, we all have had. You know, you are aware of your bleed, but it's going to start surprising you if you're not paying attention because all they're focused on, hyper focused into that trade and the pokes and trying to break poise. And Josh can take advantage of that and put out some serious damage when that procs.
Yeah, for sure. And that serious amount of damage is definitely something to be worried about. And yo, Aran, good to see you in, brother. Whitnick, at Whitnick real quick. Good to see you in too. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting one as we move on. You know, it's 4-1. Josh has quite a hill to climb, and against, you know, number one, a phenomenal multiple tourney winning player. And I believe Josh has a tournament under his belt as well. I believe the Ohai Toto tournament. So both of these, if memory serves correctly, have a tournament under their belt. Or at the very least, Josh at second place. At the very, very least, as we do see his mind. His mind it's pulsating. Look at this. Josh through to give Soap hope, trust. Sure. Either way, we have both of our contestants in.
3, 2, 1, go.
Boom. And if it goes there, we are going to see both of our players here going for their respective buffs. Joshy going to build. Oh, I know what it is. It's not the. I think it's Opline plus the regular one. What he's using is the one that increases his immunity. Oh dear. Here we go.
There's so many of those. I don't even know what they all are.
Yeah, exactly. It's the one that boosts immunity, and it's not actually the regen. The stamina regen one, because that would have been far too honest even for this tournament to be allowed to be used, as we do see Soap now stuck in the corner, managing to get out though, and we see the actual pressure here coming out on the side of Joshi as 309. Are we going to see the second phase come out? We do see it come out, but that's 408 damage right off the bat when he's stuck there against the wall, and that's kind of what he's going to have to go for, as we do see that bleed build up now finally starting to count for something, as we see the bolus from Dark Soap.
Now, it's an interesting thing to see, and you know, Josh is sticking to their guns here, understanding that, you know, yeah, I could have brought the double flask, get my heal in. I don't know if that brings the equitable trade,
Mm-hmm.
thinking that whether or not they could put out that much damage or take that get that much resistance. I don't know the numbers on that. I don't know if there are numbers on that, but I do know that they're definitely sticking to it. There's a nice little catch now. The CGS, that's something that can do that,
Oh,
but it can't do it when you're being traded in the face by a nasty lightning covered needle. You don't want that. That is a
yup,
bad
that is
thing.
most certainly not what you want, and that's going to be Soap taken at 5-1. That was a really solid set. Well played to both. Joshy going up against the odds there and doing remarkably well. It is important to realize that the healing tier was in effect, and Josh in most of those sets insisted on making sure that Soap had to use it. So, if you're thinking, man, that was bad, that the rule set allows it to be bad. There is blood on my hands, chat. This is all me, because Josh would have won that a couple of times over. So that's something that's worth keeping in mind, and well played to both of our contestants. Soap taking that win. Very, very good stuff. I'm going to grab a quick cup of coffee as we move on to the next set, ladies and gentlemen. Dodd, do you mind holding the floor and earning your keep?
I mean, I'm just going to go onto my porch and smoke, and I won't be able to read chat. So maybe everybody should just comment for a bit while you grab your tea.
Okay. We will be back then in just a second, and we'll talk to you then.
Oh wow. Oh, that was smooth. That was a smooth transition. That was unbelievable too. I think everybody enjoyed that.
Absolutely incredible. And we are just looking at it here. Joshy, if you'd be ever so kind as to leave the world, that would be phenomenal. Because that is 5-1 to Soap, who did an exceptional job in that last set. And well played to everyone. Well played to everyone. As we are now moving on to our next set, which is, of course, going to be not that I have to check the challenge. I am so prepared for all of this. It is going to be Gel versus Monta. Oh no, it's going to be Frosty versus Suusri. Excuse me, that's my mistake.
You got me excited there for a second. I was real excited to finally see justice be held.
Well, that'll just have to wait just a little bit. 5, and then that's going to be 1 round to Joshy. Well done to Dark Sub for taking that set. But yeah, it's going to be Frosty versus Suwu. Exciting stuff. Cannot wait. And there we go. It's going to be an interesting one as we move forward in this one. Suwu 0, and that's going to be Frosty, who hopefully has read the rules this time. Can't wait. Can I just say I wasn't trying though? Easy clap. A little bit of BM. A little bit of BM.
That deserves a pin, and it's going.
And you know, we said friendships were going to be ended, and that's going to be Suwu on the Uggs, Dodd.
Oh,
I know you're excited. It's very rare to get a compliment off of you, so you know what?
I'm excited to see that. Everything that comes out of that player's mouth just makes me want to jump off of a bridge. But I'll tell you what, I do like watching that Zwei gameplay. That is something that is just an absolute treat to watch. Inspirational, really. And the names are awful, the words are awful, but man, that play. You can point down all you want. It doesn't matter. You're horny on main every second of your life, and I can't stand it. But I do like watching your Zwei gameplay 100%. I do love it.
Begrudging respect here on the side of my co-caster today. You do not believe how difficult that is to achieve, but yeah, that is true. No, Suwu is absolutely phenomenal when it comes to her Zwei play. I mean that day in that fight club, I believe it was myself, yourself, Steel, Coop came in for a bit, wasn't it that day? There was a few of us involved there, and it was absolutely phenomenal what she was able to do with it. So you know what, credit where credit is due. And one of the things, yeah, go on. Sorry.
Well, one of the things that's so amazing to see with that setup is a constant awareness of where their poise is at, 100%. And to use a setup like that, you need to know where your poise is at. And I wonder if that'll reflect in a more competitive environment, but watching it and knowing that's a guarantee, mm-hmm. Seeing Suusri get away with that for as many times as they did, it was very, very impressive. I've never seen that many R2s land, and I wonder if we'll see that here.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely phenomenal. We do see Frosty rocking some pretty try-hard stuff here, as we do see the bad. Unfortunately, there will be no little bit of BM, no, not even a backwards butt bow in that exchange there, as the players greet each other. But both of our players are in and ready to go. Dodd, at your leisure. Frosty on the left, Sue on the right.
3, 2, 1, go.
Boom! Out goes the bolt there, and we are going to see the Chris come out and immediately get a punish, and Suwu taking up that very aggressive. And Frosty is going to be rocking the carrions and whatever on earth that other one is called, as we do see the trade come out there. Suwu going for the R1 afterwards. We do see, is it the steeple? I can't remember what it's called. It's a great sword. That's all I know.
It's the one that does the fancy. That's it. That's one of the fancy ones.
It's the swishy flick. Swishy flick.
That's just something. It's definitely something.
The steeple it was, and Suwu was very low right off the bat there, and that's the downside to having a very reactable setup. But one of the things I'll point out about Suwu that's utterly terrifying is her movement. Having fought her quite recently, it's If there's
And
anyone who's
mixed
going to
up
be able
there
to
with
get
that quick step.
Mhm.
Ooh, that's a nasty one. That is a nasty setup.
that grab there as well didn't do her any favors, but she's keeping it up, keeping that little bit of pressure up, going for these crouch pokes. We see the quick step come out there on the side of Suwu. Frosty going for these jumps. The carrying offhand is an interest. It's the main hand carrying, which is interestingly enough as he goes to the two-handed great sword, and that's going to be 388. Does he get the catch? He does. Frosty taking that stock.
This might be the other than the inclusion of quick step, as I hate that more than life itself. This might be the most honest matchup we have seen. This is looking straight up random arena time is what this is, and it is very interesting to see that in such a lawless land as you have created.
The Claymore mains are going to be very happy with that one, as Frosty does take that. But Suwu gave it a really good shot there, and unfortunately, it's a little bit better than the matchup there is still going to be on the side of the Claymore. It's just that little bit quicker, has that little bit more of a mix potential, and it kind of came through there again. That's the sad bit. That's the sad bit in all of that. And we do see Suwu back in world again, but for a setup that is as reactable as it is on the side of Suwu, and obviously for me, Uggs is unreactable, so you know what, it's easier said than done.
Repeating the words of better players, I see.
Yeah. It is going to be interesting, though, to see whether or not Suwu is going to get that mixed game down, so she's actually able to get the damage she needs, and against Frosty, who is very reactive, very, very reactive. As he does miss that parkour jump again. He may be a top tier player, however, the parkour is still a lacking part of his playstyle. Hopefully we'll see that improved as this tournament continues, as we do see the little bow here on the side of Frosty. And we'll just tell Frosty, yep, he's a little bit closer to the edge. Ready when you are, Dodd.
3, 2, 1, go.
Boom, out goes the bolt there, and we do see both of our players. It's getting that punish again is the side of Frosty, getting it right off the bat, and then even managing to find a time to flask afterwards. Oh, and the anti-air there, the 398 damage there in that exchange.
That was a very powerful one. The double great sword, the power stance great sword. I would have lost money if I had said there's no way that's going to show up. I would have lost that bet. And landing an actual hit on it. Frosty showing off the an absolute off meta lord, but that backstab says, no, hold on,
wait is for second. Breakfast.
Now it is absolutely nothing. The people are starving. There is no food on the table. No dice. Nothing you can do. That quick step coming out again, that would be infuriating to deal with, especially with the UGG setup, because you know that trade is just going to come in. And you were always going to be a microsecond away from being hit by it. Oh, another one. There was what's the mix up? There is no mix up. It's just right in front of you.
Oh, she goes to the ravioli and not quite able to make it. They're all trying to style on one another. I think that's where we're at now at this stage. Managing to get managing to catch that R2. And Suwu is super low here. Is she going to go for it? Doesn't. Mixes up the timing. Frosty just kind of crouching away, sneaking. The stealth is not going to work here in this arena. But that's going to be both of them. 1,100 damage. And she manages to catch him there on that last one. Oof.
And that is what I'm talking about. Just a full awareness of where the UGG's hitbox is. Now, again, Frosty using a setup like that, there is something to be said, knowing how reactable it is and knowing how long it takes to get out. Frosty knows he might actually be able to land a power stance hit and break poise with it. That might actually happen. So this setup is not as brain dead as you think against something like UGG's. But with that quick step in there, I don't know about that one. That quick step can really, it keeps you on your toes no matter what.
For sure. Yo, B-Dubs, good to see you in, brother. And Real Tory, thank you very much for the follow. Pyro, hello. Tommy, tourney host extraordinaire, Tommy of Astora, welcome into yourself. And, that quick step there, it's all about, when you're playing with a setup that's as reactable as it is, you have two options. You either force the opponent to panic If they shit the bed enough, you might be able to get some hits in. Or alternatively, you use your mix-ups to try and force those twitch reactions, or they get used to a specific timing. And then you change it up and then punish them for their prediction. That's more or less what you do. At the game, when it's played at the level of Frosty or some of these other players in here, it's going to be very difficult to do both of those things. But Suwu did an absolutely phenomenal job, as we see the absolute opposite of BM going on here. Can't believe it. Disappointed. Whew. There we go. As he does have Staff of the Unknowing. Dear Lord. Either way, give us the count in.
I would like to see some more point downs, please. Wake me up. 3, 2, 1, go.
Boom. Out it goes, the scepter. Oh, my Lord. As we do see the immediate attempt to punish, and it does go through. As we are... What on earth?
What? That was a very late hit there. That was an interesting one.
There's going to be some interesting stuff all the way across, as we are going to see Suwu here going for that. The quick step comes out there once again. Oh, and the aim punch does come in on the side of Frosty. Dear Lord, what an amazing mechanic. Absolutely adore it. As we do see now, Frosty going for those jumps here, tries to go for that hit. Is he going to be able to do it? It has a poke attack on it. That's interesting, yes, but it does win the trade. Suwu managing to catch with the R2!
Those R2s are terrifying from a player that knows where they should be. That is, I'll tell you, it's inspirational. You're going to be some friends. They're going to be like, I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to play with this for a couple of days to see what's going on. Maybe Suwu has something going on. There's something there to that. And I love seeing it. And it's hard to compliment because, everything else. But they are a hell of a player with that Uggs, and they know putting out that damage like that is just so scary. The panic rolls, getting a player like Frosty to panic roll into an R2 is a victory in of itself.
Oh, that's a sad backstab grab there is what that is. And the R2 comes out, but it doesn't. He does manage to get the interrupt. He calls it out. That's what I'm.
Beautiful on Frosty's part.
Oh, we see the shitter Frosty coming out at long last.
The exterminator. There are roaches all over the floor. Get rid of them. Get rid of the rats. You see it pop out, and you think, I just gotta buy a can of Raid and get rid of this nasty ass. That is.
Oh, that's Bodikins. He's after going Bodikins as well. This is the second phase, Don, as it comes out here on the side of Frosty.
You have to get them before they get under the refrigerator, or they'll never get them out. There's no way you have to do it. Oh, a bit of a miss. Misaimed there, and Frosty takes advantage of that. That was a lot of damage there at the last bit, and he is still covering his own. Watch out for that hit. Dodge poke, but catching lightning in a bottle is a phrase for a reason. Did not be able to do it a second time on that, and we get a beautiful victory on Frosty's part. It's unfortunate because now I have to say the cockroach wins, and that sucks ass. I hate that. You hate to see it.
Absolutely incredible. Well played to both. We're having probably one of the most exciting stocks we've had all tournament, and it's funny enough, even the last time around, outside of forgetting to read the rules, which I mean it's a Souls tradition. Let's be honest.
Definitely,
Frosty was responsible for one of the most exceptional rounds last time as well. So. Very close matches. Very, very close matches here. And Suwu, again, showing exactly what you can do. And Frosty proving why he's one of the top players. And there you go. That's that. Scepter of the All-Knowing.
Well,
I didn't know that. I'm learning the moveset in real time, Dodd.
Oh, yeah. No, this is the fun thing about Pokemace. And that is... It's interesting to see because you can really pull off some interesting shit with crouch attacks in this game, which is why I uninstalled it. Didn't want to see it anymore. Didn't want to deal with it anymore. It has a lot of range. Its damage is it's nothing to laugh at, but it's nothing to praise neither. But it has its range, and it can break that poise out when you are two-handing it for sure. But we see a bit of a mix-up here. Frosty is going for something a little bit different. Now, the Wing of Estelle is an interesting weapon because I am of the impression that pretty much everyone is using it wrong. Maybe Frosty can make me eat my own words and show me that somebody has thought about it for more than 5 seconds.
I think you're expecting far too much of Elden Ring players personally, Dob, but you know what? Here we are. We have both of our players in. Frosty on the left, Suwoosery on the right. Give us the count in.
3, 2, 1, go.
Kaboom. Out goes the bolt here. Goes to the Chris. Suwu learning our lesson, going for the physic. We see both of our players in, as we are going to see. I believe we're back on this Vi here on the side of Suwoosery. The Volcano Pot's trying to encourage that a little bit. Almost gets the roll catch there with the Colossal R1, as we do see what's... Oh, Quick Step comes out there on the side of Suwu, trying to keep up the pressure. What do you think the mistakes are most people are using when it comes to the Wings of Estelle, Don?
I think people spacing with the weapon, and they really want to use flashy technique.
Mm-hmm.
They want, and that's something that you're seeing here with Frosty. But he also understands that you can get close enough to just eat R once, and two-handed as it is, it can put out a lot of damage. But people really want the flash, and I think people aren't aggressive enough with it, and they love to keep that mid-range, which the weapon is good at, but it's not the only thing it's good for. And mixing up timing in a Souls game is what gets you an actual win. You can see that there's a little bit of a reactionary roll on every movement that he's doing, because he can cancel that out with the little flippity dippity move there, which you can call that whatever you want. But Suwoosery has to be aware of every movement could be shitting out a hitbox, and you have to be aware of that. Getting in there with that jumping attack, that is the tried and true. You have to do it. And
nice.
look, there's the slam. That is the perfect way to do it. Every animation there is a threat to you, every single one, because you don't really know the timing. They can charge it, they can not charge it, and Frosty's doing a pretty good job at showing people that the Wing of Estelle is actually pretty damn good and pretty slept on, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting one, especially given that the curved swords have had a little bit of a buff. He goes for the roll there, but not quite able to make it. Suwu just about getting clipped. We might see... No, we don't see the... what I was expecting there for there to be a tear skip, but Suwu narrowly avoids that. Death as Frosty's tear is going to be procced now as well. And that movement that Suwu does, that very jittery style, in close, trying to force those rolls so she can get the damage in, that's really where she excels. And we are going to see the Volcano Pots out here to try and encourage some of that aim punch, which is exactly what you want. 535. She swings out a hit stun there, out of his hit stun, to try and get some kind of a catch. Not quite able to connect. And oof, he's looking for these opportunities. Suwu eats that there at mid-range. You mentioned it, that you're going to be at you're at that range. You can just have to be super, super careful. And that's going to be Frosty there looking for those opportunities. We see the kickflip come out. Is he going to... No, he doesn't. He's going to be interrupted. The regular R1 comes out now on the side of Frosty. Suwu keeping up that pressure. Can't allow Frosty that opportunity to get away with any of his shenanigans. Got to keep on top of him. Goes for the run R1. Not quite able to connect. They're both more or less one hit here. Although both of them managed to tank one hit. Are we going to see the cockroach mode come out here on the side of Frosty is the real question. As we do see 10 damage come out there. We are going to see it 17 damage. He does manage to get the cockroach. The raid spray was not sufficient. We're going to have to find another way to get rid of him here in this one.
You're going to have to bomb the whole house.
Not before they hit back with extreme skill and precision in that stock. Well played to Frosty taking that.
Well, one of the things that I'm a little bit... I'm not confused. I'm sure they have their own plan with it. But most of what I have seen of Suwoosery when they're using a Colossal Sword is either Freezing Mist or Poison Mist. And we have not seen that. We have only seen Quick Steps. And they're not being utilized to their fullest potential here. And I'm wondering, again, is this part of that comfortableness going on? Like, are we using it because it's allowed? Are we using it for the sake of using it instead of using what we're comfortable with? And I'm wondering that now, because that status buildup is nothing to laugh at. Had there been poison involved in that match, the cockroach would not have been able to take that one. Freezing Mist, cooling out those R2s, that hurts real bad when you are frosted. And I wonder now if the strategy needs to be changed up just a little bit, because those quick steps are not being used to their fullest potential,
Yeah, well,
in my
yeah.
opinion.
Well, the IMO TBH for real on gods are coming
Mhm.
out here on this one, but yeah, it's going to be curious. There are things you can do. The poison would definitely be a good option, as you mentioned. Having status on any of these things is just a flat out good move, especially on something that's reactable. You can get guaranteed damage. I'm not sure of what the latency is between either of them, and I like Dark Soap's contribution here of just hit them. I think you are getting to the meat, to the crux of the issues there with that one,
There
Derek,
is
to be honest
nothing
with you.
I like better than somebody two-handing a rapier, quick stepping around the room and saying, just hit them 5 head. There's nothing better than seeing something like that. Definite brain rot. And speaking of brain rot, I think we're ready for the next round.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, on a 3, on a 2, on a 1, allez. And out it goes there. We're going to see the physics here from both of our players. Not going for the punish now. This time is the side of Frosty, but he is definitely showcasing. Definitely looking to show off all of the changes that have been done as he goes for the unsheath here. Not quite able to connect, channeling his inner Dark Soap by the sounds of things, but not quite able to connect. Looking at it here now yet again, we are going to see Suud eat just a little bit of damage there in that exchange, but the unlocked play there on the side of Suud there, dragging it back and then bringing it forward to try and get that different angle of attack to try and get the catch. Not enough though.
I know, and you want to see it. It's a very tough thing to do. People underestimate running with the heavier weapons and being able to shift your hitbox up to turn it into an anti-air instead of them just jumping right over it. You have to make that call out to make it an anti-air, and that is a difficult thing to do given the way that the camera is going all over the place. You have to be aware of that. That's a tough thing, and I don't think it's recognized as a point of skill that it needs to be. But man, that regen there is getting intimidating. There is the crouching tiger, hidden dumbass movement, looking over your shoulder and seeing your gameplay from the last rounds against Steel, wondering, when am I going to do anything? You don't know. I'm just going to crouch here and definitely not be shitting my pants.
That is the tech.
Definitely. We're seeing it get closer here. Wonder, and then now again, I see that the washing pole is out, and I'm not calling it anything else. And I do remember using a lot of that in Dark Souls 3, and it's nice to see Frosty has decided, I'm just going to poke you out as much as I can with this ridiculous ass weapon that should not be in the game or in any game, and y'all need to stop watching anime.
Oh, goes for the hit there. Frosty is going to be punished for that one. Out it goes. Forced back now once again. He's going to take that little bit of damage. The unsheath comes out here on the side of Frosty, not quite able to connect though as we go for the JR1. It's going to be interesting. Going to be interesting to see if they can both of them can mix it up enough to try and encourage some damage. And oh, that was a really good outspace here on the side of Frosty, managing to get that. Looking at it here, going for that quick step here, almost getting the roll catch now as the side of Suwu, interrupting there for 443 damage and forcing Frosty back once again.
Well, another fancy. Oh, now that was an interesting one. There was something for breakfast, and I don't think that Frosty wanted it. I think he looked down at that cereal bowl and said, "Oh no, she didn't buy my brand. What the hell?" Very upset. That was a beautiful call out on that jumping attack,
Yes.
and that wake up was brutal. That is exactly what you want to see.
Yeah, no, it was actually very, very well played now on the side of Swoosery for getting that wake up, putting him in that position. Looking for that opportunity, it was really, really nicely done there on the side of Suwu. All of these sets are so freaking close. I legit cannot believe it. Like, if we're looking for close matches, if we're looking for a highlight, this is definitely pretty up there, you know. Both of these players definitely know what they're at with their given weapons. And the BM!
That is
a little bit of BM.
That is the power. Though we should all be cautious. Though it's entertaining, though it's fun and legitimate, there is the true combo of taunt to get bodied. Don't let it get in your head. Somebody at any moment can decide that, you know what, I don't want to play with this fun setup anymore, and we might get a little bit more aggressive with something a bit more meta, so we have to be careful there. But that is just going to increase the BM anyway, so it's a repeating cycle of me having fun and you guys ruining your friendship. Fantastic. Can't wait to see it.
Sorry, now we're just getting everything set up here. We have the poll bet your challenge. Time for some gamble. It's a gamba stream now, chat. Who will win? Who will win? Swoosary or the cold man? Who knows? We will find out. It is up to ye to decide, as we do have both of our players in and ready to go. What the fuck is Frosty using? Anyway, listen. Dodd, give us the count in.
3, 2, 1, go.
Boom. Out it comes there. Is that going to be a dismounter off Pike? Yes, it is. Oh, Lord. And there we have it. We go for the jump attacks there. Oh, I may have given the wrong one. Never mind. Out it comes there. The R1 comes out. Not quite able to connect. As we are looking at it there. Oh, the ice. The cold. Frosty earning his namesake there with the cold. I believe it's a cold Pike there in that exchange. Suwu trying to go for that. A little bit of pressure. Tries to go for the backstab. Not quite able to do it. Chipping Suwu down slowly but surely. And here we go. Are we going to see the roll outs? We are going to see it. Tries to space it out. Does decide to go for the roll instead. So we're going for the fan daggers there because people remind off dismounter.
One of the more comical moments of Elden Ring is seeing someone fall flat on their ass due to a headshot from something or another, being just, you know, a small breeze in the wind tipping you down. Oh my goodness, the second Ice Age, but that was a great roll catch.
Look at that movement on the side of Suwusuri, those jitters, forcing those rolls out, even from someone with the roll discipline is like, the perfect block comes out on the side of Suwu, managing to force that one out and keep up the pressure after it. Very, very good stuff on the side of Suwu. That was a very good input. And there we are. We're going. That's spooky, as she is going to force him out. Goes to the R2, not quite able to connect. And we see it here, looking for that opportunity there. We are going to see it there. The R1s come out, forcing the roll on the side of Frosty.
Well, and you can see the Suwusuri is deciding, you know, when their attacks are definitely not as optimal as they could be because they know they have to trip Frosty up. You can't play typically with a setup like this. Everyone still remembers when it was very, very good. Everyone was there at MAG getting absolutely molded out of their fucking mind. We were all there for it. And those little R1 mix-ups, changing up the timings, that's the only way that you're going to get in. And there's another one, that running attack cannot be denied. It is not all crouch pokes and R2s.
Oh, that was a tragic...
unfortunate... That was so bad. It was so unfortunate. Oh, my
And she
goodness.
manages to space out the Pike. Oh, puts... She's not out of it yet, though, as she keeps up that pressure. The two-handed Pike on the side of Frosty. But it is not going to be enough.
Frosty putting baby in the corner, says the Iceman cometh. What killed Horny on Main? The Ice Age. Unbelievable. That was unfortunate to see. That was a very unfortunate backstab. It's happened to us all, and we're always questioning how and why it happened because it never makes sense to us. We're all staring at it going, you were 2 feet to the left. How did that happen? And it hurts. It hurts. It's disheartening, and it gets into your head. And your momentum is totally thrown off. And when you're working with a weapon like Suwusuri's, momentum is everything.
No, for sure. And the poll is done. I will actually set up the channel point ones next time around. And it does seem as though the general consensus is that the Iceman Frosty does get them. These cooks, man, with GG so much. But yeah, no, for real, excellent fights are happening here. Like, the scoreboard says 4-2, but all of these matches are incredibly close. And some of the I want to point out some of the spacing, Dodd, that Suwu did over the course of that match. Spacing out, very confident spacing out of the Pikes there in all those fights. Really, really solid stuff, and, you know, well played.
Absolutely.
Very, very well played. Like, the bravery to space some of that stuff is... I wouldn't do it. I'd have rolled a million times over before trying to space some of it, as we do see the swap over to Shunter, and that's going to be Frosty. Taking out the scythe. Bro.
Interesting. Interesting. And Sarusuri is no stranger to the shunter, as we have seen. We
Yeah.
know that Sarusuri understands her way around that thing 100%.
But
So we'll have to see.
it remains to be seen, as we do have Frosty in the left, Sue on the right. Give us the give us the count in at your leisure.
3, 2, 1, go.
Boom! Out goes the bolt. And we are going to see both of our players here. The Chris comes out, is going to get that 300 damage there. The scythe here on the side of Frosty, and that both of them have such an individual style of movement. And again, we see Suusuri here in neutral doing these little step aways, doing all that kind of like jittery movement to try and force out some kind of an action. Frosty, of course, known for his crouch out on he'll crouch and walk away. I don't know why he does it, but you know what, it's definitely something. Then we see that holding on to the input there, trying to force the roll. Doesn't do it though. We are going to see very reactive play here on the side of Frosty.
Well, you can get the other player's head. You can do a bunch of weird things. You can't read what's illiterate. If you're going to get closer and closer to performing something and look like you know what you're doing, it is very possible that you don't, but they think that you do. It's all a mind game. Probably a student of Sun Tzu as he read 2 passages on Facebook and thought, he's just like me for real. Frosty does have some of the most consistent reverse jumps that I think I've seen. Of course, he blows it in that regard, but I've seen actually from players. And those jumps are not helping at the moment as the shunter gets his vortex out. As you can see, that vortex is something that everybody has trouble with, even experienced players. Getting closer. Can't just reaction roll every little bit and piece of this one. This is definitely a different fight than Uggs. The flask comes out as either they've forgotten it or thought about it. Oh no, it's scurrying. It's scurrying for the under the fridge. It knows that its life is almost over, and its only idea of getting away is getting away from your bug bomb. You have to do that.
Oh, that grab was tragic.
Sarusuri's movement is not working out for us at the moment. Those backstabs are punishing, but able to follow up with what Frosty is doing with that shunter. Everyone knows two-handed scythe, doesn't care about poise, is probably going to win out trades and can keep spamming it even after landing a hit. And there's not a whole lot you can do about it. But this shunter is just the chase down here is fantastic on Sarusuri's part, really giving Frosty a run for his money, as he is now 1 hit away, at least for the time being, until the cockroach armor continues to crutch for somebody. Don't know who.
There's a headshot.
There's a headshot that could have been a jumping attack, maybe would have landed. Another reverse jump, very consistent. Something I would not do that low health, but Frosty is confident in their abilities. But there's the trade. It is unfortunate. With those rolls and those distances, that is not going to be as perfect as maybe he would have liked. A crouching attack might have stopped that from happening, but the regular R1s, that ain't going to do it. The fighting Sarusuri with that shunter, totally different ball game than Uggs. Totally different ball game.
Yeah, for sure. And we are very close. Thank you for your patrons. You receive 100 bits per year. The tournaments are marvelous. You're more than happy to participate with the 500 bits. Thank you for the casters. You're great. Here are your 300 bits. Thank you for not giving Dodd any more money and giving it to me instead. I appreciate you, Mangstein. I think that's how this interaction is supposed to work. So really appreciate it. Thank you for your contributions. Really, really appreciate it. But looking at it here, we do have, of course, that was very rude, Sue. Sue's back in. We have Frosty here coming back in. Oh my god. Should have spent your bits on TTS2 stock. Could have. Doesn't happen during the tourney bits though, as we do see whatever shenanigans Frosty is getting up to by the looks of things. Is he gonna remember? Oh, there we go. He's on his way.
He is coming in. We get a little preview thanks to Seamless's seamless abilities.
Seamless, yeah, it's definitely something. Don't be like that. Dodd needs the money. He's pulling 10 viewers a stream. So true, bestie.
It's true. When I don't play Elden Ring, nobody shows up because the Souls community is fucking sick in the head. But I still have a bunch of furries with disposable income that keep me alive, and it's the only reason I'm here. And then that's just what I will do, and you guys can cope about it. Josh is just jealous that his 18 gifts weren't pulling him in. Unfortunate.
And speaking of friendships being end, we better carry on before one ends right now. All right. Ladies and gents, We have both of our players in. Frosty versus Suwoo in round 8. This is match point for Frosty, but can Suwoo force a match point herself? Dodd, give us the count in.
3, 2, 1, go.
Boom! Out goes the bolt there, and we are going to see both of our players there going for that. We do see the daggers coming out, and now we haven't seen much of it this tournament, but how do you feel about the different point downs, Dodd? Like, which game do you think is the best point down all in all?
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with the boom 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 of Dark Souls 1. That was a very powerful one.
It was definitely powerful for real. As we are going to see Suwoo here going for what I can only describe as, you know, the Adderall out of her mind jitters that she's doing right now in game are definitely wishing that I was slightly younger when I started playing these games competitively. As she is, the perfect block there yet again. Dear Lord. She has those on point as she is going to force back Frosty now. Frosty is going to be rocking what seems to be... It's a two-handed carry-ins.
It looks like.
That is exactly what it is. What on earth is he at? But either way, we are going to see Suwoo here going for that jump attack. Not quite able to connect. Force back though with the jump at R1 on the side of Frosty. He might change that up for a jump R2. They're not dreadful and will definitely force a backstab as Suwoo does manage to get that damage. A beautiful movement on her part. But unfortunately did manage to get the backstab grab as we do see Frosty now. 340 damage on that one there. Suwoo forced back now once again. We do see it. Out it comes. And this is... I'm so curious as to how this one is going to go, Dodd. Oh, the trade!
That was nasty. Oh, and another follow-up there. Keeping it up. The Vortex is out. The panic rolls are there. A rare moment for Frosty. Feeling that out, but we know what's coming. Get in there to punish that. You need to be there. You need to be there. If I can see it, you should too. But it doesn't. It doesn't matter. That was Frosty had expected a lot of things in that interaction, and for Suwoo to just throw one the fuck out, an absolute Hail Mary, was something I don't think any of us expected. So I had a read there, and then I definitely didn't the second. I think Frosty had that same problem. That was intense. That was very, very intense.
Definitely.
And I will note real quick the absolute impressive part of that perfect block is it was against a two-handed straight sword. Yep. How much timing practice would a person have to even know that? In general, no one uses something like that. That's a rare setup. I mean, other than Hell's Servant, but I mean, that makes it all the more impressive to see somebody perfect block a two-handed straight sword of all things. I gotta tell you, I'm gonna let you completely commentate the next one because I have to run to the bathroom. That's why I've been kind of talking too much anyway to remind people I'm here. So you go for it.
Well, it makes a good change from the verbal diarrhea you usually do, Dodd. So we'll carry on without you as we just
Ain't that the pot and the kettle black, you piece of shit?
As we do have Suwoo in, we are waiting for Frosty to get in. What an exceptional fight here on the side of both of these players. Frosty, of course, an immaculate player. Absolutely amazing work on his part. And we do, of course, have, Suwoo here showing us what you can do with both the shunter. But the shunter and, of course, using the Uggs as well. But she is going to be sticking to her guns on this one. And is going to be using the shunter yet again. Ladies and gentlemen, on a 3, on a 2, on a 1... Alley, out it goes. The bolt is out. We are going to see the Glintstone Chris here come out once again on the side of Frosty. Look, and there we have it. The HTS with the off dagger is real. Managing to catch Suwoo there with the run R2. We do see it there. Suwoo not having any of it. 634 damage there in that exchange. Forcing Frosty back. Frosty here keeping that very long distance, looking to try and set up for those attacks. It is the run R2 is backstabbable. However, we do see the fan daggers come out here. Suwoo looking for that opportunity, goes to that press. Probably not a good play. We are going to see that waggle, trying to force the roll there, or at least try and force another perfect block. Out comes the offhand. I believe that's a Wakizashi on the side of Frosty. Goes to the trade there on the side of Suwoo. Suwoo changing up the timings there, using an R1. Tries to get the unlock play there. 315. Standing there trying to get just to force that roll. Frosty's having another 315 there on that one. 668, 492. That's going to be the tier gun on the side of Frosty. Goes to the jump R2. There is the side of Frosty on that one. Suwu keeping that long spacing, trying to bait out something. Doesn't manage to get the punish in that run R2. Just by a hair's breadth missed it. Frosty taking that damage there. Goes for it, forcing the roll from Suwu. Suwu keeping up that little bit of pressure. Managing to get for 441. Suwu is going to be hit by it. Misses the unlocked play there is the side of Suwu though at that one. Not quite able to make it the run R1 to try and change up the timing. Is she going to go for a trade? She decides against it. She is very low. Has to be careful. 18 damage there just to try and keep up that little bit of damage. Runs out from that one. We do see the frost come off on that one. And there we have it. We are going to see both of our players here. The little bit of unlock play, trying to bait out, I guess, in run R2 as we do see the two-handed icon shield coming out on Frosty as he is going to be moving into cockroach mode, I'd imagine, for this one. Forced back, goes for the run attack, trying to find an opportunity. The two-handed shear? What is Frosty doing? Changing up the timing. Suwu could have gone for an opportunity to go for a trade there. Not quite able to do it. It has forced Suwu on the back foot. As we do see the full Royal Remain set come out on the side of Frosty. Suwu is incredibly low. We do see the frost come out. Are we going to see the attempt to... If she trades into this now, she will win it. We do see that. Tries to go for the hit. Not quite able to connect. Frosty getting the backswing there. And that's going to be Suwu taking the set.
I really thought there that was going to go the other way. But Frosty showed for a brief moment that one little quick roll, that little panic roll there, and gave just enough momentum for Ruth to pop themselves off. That was...
You mean Suwu.
Sorry. Oh, what did I say?
You said Ruth. You shitter. Fuck
I said Ruth. I did. Well, it was an intense bathroom moment. I had to clear my head. So, that's a whoopsie daisies. You're right. I mixed that up. Or maybe it was wishful thinking that I wasn't rooting for somebody 100% horny on main. maybe it was wishful thinking. But that Shamshir can be one of the most infuriating things. At least it is for me, because you some of those backhand hits don't make a whole lot of sense. And when you get hit by them, you're thinking, oh my God, you just can feel it. You feel it coming, and it hurts. It hurts bad.
Oh
that
my
is
God.
That is a nasty one. Yeah, Ruth carried.
Ruth was the MVP.
Yeah.
Yeah, keep it professional now? Sure you do. All right.
Oh, man. Remains to be seen.
Oh, man.
I will say to their credit, we don't see, my legs are shaking or anything like that kind of thing. That was an impressive one.
That was a traumatic moment for everyone involved, okay?
It was.
No, I'm trying to fix some stuff here. Pardon me, chat.
Pardon him. Excuse him.
Keep him busy. Keep him busy. What am I on next?
AMA. Let's go.
Oh, but dear, yeah, what an exceptional match. Should have stayed on the scepter. How am I supposed to top these? What the fuck? That was probably the best match in the entire thing, let's be honest. We do have Montage versus Gel next. That is the next two players who are on. Let me just make sure that they are both ready to go. Okay, Gel. There we go. We have both of our players written up. Pray for me, chat, and I know what I'm doing. Let me just message at... I know Montage is there. Get in world as quickly as you can. The pin is in. Endacord. There's Montage. It is a Montage and the better rat trap. Oh, no.
What a fantastic name.
What a marvelously accurate name, as we do see exceptional spacing here on Torrent. Oh, man. So, could one of the mods set up a poll to see who is going to win? Not a poll, sorry, but a channel point poll to see who's going to win this next one, because I have no idea how to do it, and I can't be arsed learning because I don't use that shit. If a mod could be so kind as to set that up, I would deeply appreciate it.
I don't know how to do that either.
You know what?
Professionals.
It's going to be Montage versus KGL. Either way, we do have... who won last? I wasn't looking. It was Suwusuri won it. But yes, Soviet, could you set up the channel point poll for wonderful chat? It's KGel versus Montage. Go KGelly.
Correct.
I'm not allowed
Correct.
to be involved.
I
Unfortunately.
am very allowed to be involved. I'm hoping that the rats are exterminated. Get rid of the rats. Worst iteration of Rat Gang. He smells bad, and I don't care. If both players are ready,
They
then
seem
we
to
could
be.
start our countdown.
Give us the count in at your leisure.
3, 2, 1. You're still fat.
Oh, got him. What kind of filth are we going to see here on the side of our players? As we do see Montage in the shitter set getting absolutely stomped out of that air attack. As KHL then responds in kind. And that's on Forge, bestie.
That is the first time in a while that we've seen dragon heads, and now they came from in the same actual match. Both of the players had that on lockdown. I am ready to see that there is proof that justice exists in the world, and Montage is taken down in front of God and everybody. We will not call that a draw. We will call that something completely different, whether you cry about it or not.
Yeah, definitely. And oh, the what? I don't know what Amelia's done. I'm seeing a channel point redeem for the last one. Interesting. Either way. Bro, what the fuck? I agree. What on earth is going on? Twitch sucks. You are so right, bestie, as we do see the beautiful torrenting on the side here of Kjell as he does manage to make that hardcore parkour trivialized. And it's hard as well that we see so much of Torrent, because who's actually going to walk anywhere in Elden Ring, that we now have to see him again in a tournament setting. How do you feel about that, Dodd?
Well, seeing as how it's a reference to me, I'm all right with it. I'm cool. I'm cool with that. I do like Torrent. I'm all right.
You're okay?
I'm okay.
Do you want to talk about it?
I don't. Because I've been compared to that stupid thing so many fucking times by now, and I just have to deal with it. They both have the same hair, they got little horns thing going on, and they're just like, hey, that fancy goat kind of looks like you. And I'm like, yep, that's true. I got to live with that. It's not letting me in. Hold on. Yeah, I'd come up with I'd come up with a better excuse to, quietly bow out before you know what's coming to you, for sure. You can come up with a better excuse than that, like BRB, dog on fire, or something like that. I would do that one, for sure.
Yes, as we are waiting for Montage to get in, we will just chill out for just a moment. There we go. As I try and remember now. Oh, there it is. There we go. Had to reset. No worries. No worries. Just to give us a shout whenever you're back in and ready to go. Joust tourney. There was a possibility. There was a slight oversight on my part just before the tourney went live that I did remember that
Torrent was a thing.
was a thing on Seamless. So I liked when there were horses in the arena. Fluzu would have done it. There was a few of them who were going to do it, and I ruined all of their days. I'm so happy, as we do have the Montag versus Jacob. Well, we know who wrote that channel, that redeem, and it's Montage is back in and ready to go. I put in 1 minute and expired in 5 seconds. I think it sounds like an actual skill issue. Just the Joust 2v2 against Arturo was kind of nuts. Could have been, but either way, we do have both of our players in and ready to go. KHL 1, Montage 0. First to 5, and it's round 2. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? Cool. You didn't need to say anything. Dodd, give us the countdown.
3, 2, 1, go.
Boom! Out goes the bolt here, and we are going to see whatever on earth is about to go on as we see the Vatican's blessing come out here on the side of KHL. We are, of course, going to see a few little bits and pieces go off here on the side of Montage as well, who's going to be looking for an opportunity to try and do some shenanigans. Uh-oh. Where'd he go? Where'd he go?
There he is.
Oh, they're going to have... Is he actually going to catch Jelly? He does catch Jelly. Uh-oh.
Oh,
It's a
that
lot of
damage is
damage.
nothing.
Oh, and
But-
the heel comes off! Both of them
Oh no, I don't know if that's. Oh dear, I don't think that's the play. But this is going to be one of them FP matches, and this is going to be all Enda's fault. As Enda, why don't you go ahead and tell chat how many blues they're actually allowed to have?
they're allowed 7. They're allowed 7.
7 blue flasks. Now, math has never been my strong suit, but that sounds like fuck you to me.
You know what? Listen, we're keeping it consistent. Tourney rules. Yeah.
Montage, I want you to know that went so quickly for all of us. We're not even going to commentate on what happened to you. Because rats should be ignored.
Damn.
They are lower than scum, and they should just be tossed out the back without being cared about. And you need to stop watching Ratatouille on repeat. It doesn't make you a chef. It doesn't happen.
You gotta let a brother cook, though. You gotta let a brother cook. He's figuring it out.
He ain't cooking shit.
Yeah. And Montage has replied, it does. Wiener winks, as we do see Tarrant come out here. Absolutely exceptional parkour on the side of all. You need to be Italian for that. And that just means you think you can cook. That's how that works.
Ooh, the boot is in shambles. The entire country is falling apart. Their hands are raised in the air, 3 fingers pressed together. Bobbity boopy, you're gonna die. Like, they are very upset.
Ciao, ciao. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we have both of our contestants in. Montage in the left corner, Kjell on the right. Give us the count in, Dodd, once again.
3, 2, 1, go.
Boom. Out goes the ball. We do have both of our players going for their respective buffs. KJL is going to take a little bit of damage in that exchange.
Oh, a lot of bit of damage.
Oh,
actually,
he's
but
going
doesn't
for
really
it
matter.
again.
Oh,
Gel might be in a
dear.
spot of bother.
Oh,
He goes for
goodness.
it again.
Baby is in the corner, and though he is regenerative, he is having a bad time. Oh, but that's okay.
Oh, that's smart on the side of Montage here.
7 flasks. 7, by the way. Oh, but Montage.
Oh, Montage actually keeps the pressure. He gets
shit
them
out. Montage walked forward and used his stupid fucking claws with his stupid fucking body and actually managed to take one off of that horrific exchange that I had to see there. And I blame Enda for every second of it.
You're just
because
upset that Montage managed to take a stock, okay?
I'm upset about a lot of things. I feel like it's building. My rage is going up, and I'm just ready for my own comeback mechanic. You should 7. If I can, I can't believe that they have the ability to have 7 blue flasks. What? Just disgusting. Absolutely disgusting.
Cope harder.
The
better player won, clearly. And we have Tarrant out here once again as Montage first back in. Montage wants to dictate this win to Dodd, says Pyro Requiem. I think you might be right. Oh my god, well played to both of them. This is the point! I don't believe it, as we do see now the over-encumbered walk here on the side of Gel. We know now why he's using Tarrant to get him. This is his mobility scooter, ladies and gentlemen. He's not quite able to put one foot in front of the other anymore. What Elden Ring does to a motherfucker, as we have both of our players in and ready to go. Dodd, give us the count in at your leisure.
The first case of mega diabetes is on display. We have 3, 2, 1, go.
Boom, out goes the bolt here, and we are going to see the immediate pressure here on the side of KJLA, who is going to be forcing the Bloodhound step here on the side of Montage. Is he going to be able to find an opportunity? He does go for the heel! I think, that Reddit thread that talked about that heels are okay may have missed something, I think.
I think Reddit misses a lot, and but they're definitely not missing this one. They're feeling very justified over their build setup because that's all I'm seeing here.
The rot comes out once again, and the rot is actually a super smart idea because it will continue to do damage long after it's done and over with. Oh, but that's definitely something. Maybe that wasn't the play. Going for that heal there in that moment as we do see the BHS coming out. The Invader Tech, it's a miracle that he's not going for a light roll. Oh, dear. You had one job, Montage.
And KJL said, close that dirty mouth. I don't want to see it. Go grab yourself a Tic Tac and get the fuck out of my arena. And I'm happy with that. KJL is not going to be throwing this as much as Flues did, which I have to tell you was one of the most insufferable weeks I think I've ever spent in Montage. And I'm glad that justice is being done here. I'm glad.
It's interesting. B-Dubs has said something interesting. This matchup is wild. Would you describe that as a matchup at this point?
Sure.
Matchup is a strong word.
Well, if we will go with the majority of the player base, which does use Reddit, I'm sure they would call this a matchup. We've seen some funny tournaments over there, and if the majority rules, we can go with egalitarian ethics on that one.
Getting those squats in nice and early.
Yeah, definitely.
Here we go. Got it in. The backwards butt bow is now done. Why is he waving, ladies and gentlemen, as we have both of our players in and ready to go? Dodd, give us the countdown as you...
3, 2, 1, go.
Out goes the bolt there, and we are going to see the absolutely exceptional play as the Physic is going to be punished, but so is Montage, justifiably so. As we do see the... Oh, no. The bow build is out. Oh, no. Unfortunate, bestie. Bloodhound step on the aggression there is actually not a bad idea against this particular setup, as we do see the Bodikins come out here on the side of Shell, but he's been given an awful lot of space. Oh dear. No, setting up there for a punish afterwards, though. That was actually pretty smart.
Space is not something you want to give to either one of these players because they have no shame whatsoever. A jumping catch flame, which funny enough, I have a lot of trouble actually landing. I'm good with it on the ground, but in the air, it's got a very funky hitbox. And I wonder if others have felt that too. Speaking of funky hitbox, here comes some more bad breath. Somebody pull out the Listerine and get rid of that. That is nasty. There is a response to it, but...
Oh, the heal does go off, but that's going to be both of them healed because of a bug on
That's going to be both of them. That's going to be both of them.
Uh-oh. Out it comes. There goes for the jump. Not quite able to connect. However, it is going to be... Uh-oh.
Ooh, close that extra dirty mouth. Rancid gingivitis on display. Trying to spread that around via the nastiest kiss you've ever had in this game. Not good. Not great. Very terrible.
Oh dear! As we are going to see it now, we are going to see what he's looking for. He's looking for those punishes. We are going to see 700 damage in that exchange. Is KJL going to be able to get off? He goes to the trade, and Montage takes another stock. You've gone awfully quiet there, Dodd. Is everything okay there, buddy?
Sure isn't, friendo. Sure isn't. Not having a good time.
Not having a good time at all.
This is so fucking rigged. The only two people in the world who would have ever fucking given him the time of day, and here they are. Here we are looking at it. This is so fucking rigged. Your tournament sucks. Your league sucks, and you did this to piss me off.
Well, congratulations. You are now associated with it, whether or not you like it or not. Tough. I'm sorry to break it to you. You chose this.
It is tough titties. That is very true. It is. Oh, and Sip is being inspired by this kind of play. As I have to sit and bear it. I will never, ever let you live this down if you lose this. I know we don't interact often, But we have PMs open, and they will be filled with paragraphs if you do not finish the rat. Get rid of the rats. Get rid of them.
Amir, good to see you
Awful.
in chat. Amir and Chai Zhang, hello, hello. And Sippity Dippity is in chat as well. But ladies and gentlemen, Montage on the left, Kjell on the right. 2-3 to Kjell. It's round 6. Give us a count in, Dodd.
3, 2, 1, go.
He's not happy, chat. He's so mad.
I'm not. I'm mauling. I'm mauling out of my skull.
Oh, are we going to see the punishes? Well, that's going to be both of them relatively even now after that one. And we are going to see
the funny little drag.
Dragging? Oh my god, I don't believe it. And there we are. We're going to see Montage here, skittering away, looking for an opportunity. He is over encumbered. He is moving via Bloodhound Step. This is Miyazaki's vision finally coming to fruition.
All of that faith, all of that magic, all of that setup just came down to just walking forward in a casual manner with the SGS and deciding I don't care. And that is beautiful to me.
B-Dubs has said, let Candemir join. I think that the tournament chat with Hackrist and Candemir arguing forever would be a much more improved situation, B-Dubs. That would be phenomenal. We'll have to do it next time simply for that. Let 2-stock join. Players can use 2-stock, Ika, believe it or not.
Well, unfortunately, the Twitch algorithm doesn't work like YouTube's, where even bad comments help you out. Here, it's just mixing in chat with a bunch of fucking nonsense, and it does nothing for you. So, other than just increase the chatter experience.
And what an experience it must
razzle-dazzle.
They nearly crashed my game, both going for Tyrant at the same time. God, I love Elden Ring. GG's, men, as we have Montage on the left, K-Jelly on the right, Kjell himself. Give us the count in.
3, 2, 1, go.
Boom,
my
out goes the bolt.
Lifted because the last round went my way.
Uh-oh.
And hopefully... No.
No, Montage, go on. You got this, gamer. You got this.
Close that dirty mouth. Another jumping catch flame. Again, I've had a lot of trouble landing that, and that's not a dig at Montage. That is a weird hitbox. It seems to be on the right side of the flame where it has like the biggest piece. I can't confirm that, but if they're a little bit to the left, I like never hit them.
The pocket sound comes out here on the side of Montage. Definitely.
Close that dirty mouth. Somebody call Orbits to sponsor this one.
Can we DDoS KJL real quick to make sure that Montage is able to get the set? Because oh no, Montage, please. You got this, I believe. Make Dodd cry, sweet tears.
You know it's coming. Don't just walk up on him now. Come on, now let's finish this out. That's the wrong spell, and that is good for me. I'm disappointed, but yet I'm also happy. It's a very weird combination here. The rocks are being thrown. Fuck off! Fuck off! Get out of here! Fuck off! You cheeky cunt! You're gone. And it's over. The rocks have been thrown. The camera is shaking with mauled. And at least Enda gets the haircut I think that he needs by pulling out his own hair. So good for him. Good for him.
Hold the fort there for a second. I'm going to need a minute.
You're going to need a minute? The minute you shall have. Hello, chat AMA. Let's go. Ask me how mad I am. Hit it up. Rat Gang is in shambles. Rat Gang is in shambles, and it deserves to be in shambles. It needs to go underground. It needs to just slip into the sewers where they belong. The disgusting things. That is. Yeah, fuck them rats, indeed. I totally agree with that. We need people for the 2v2s password. No, I'm not going to be doing 2v2s. Omni. I don't like this game. This game is bad. This is a nasty, nasty game, and you're all making the mistake playing it. And of course, going through the motions of being messed with while we're on break by somebody. Couldn't tell you who that is. Getting knocked over and over and over and over again. Soviet spaceship with some cats. Good on it. How about on Dark Souls 2? Dude, I haven't played Dark Souls 2 in like 5 or 6 years. It's been a while. It's been a long while. And though it is my favorite of the Souls games for PvP, I don't. Souls games are bad in general. They're not good. They're not good. They're bad. No, yes. It's not even up for debate. These are shit games. You could say that they're fucking brain deaded shit, literally monkey mashing out of hit stun multiple fucking times. You could say that. I wonder what kind of minute that they needed. But yeah, we could do we could do an AMA. I don't care. I don't care about nothing. All of this existing the way that it is. Elden Ring is a fishing game, so you were inherently wrong. Well, you got me. Who are you? Nobody. I'm absolutely nobody. Nobody to be concerned with. I don't know anything about that. That's a whole other thing. You guys are referencing some Dark Souls 3 shit probably, and I don't know nothing about that. I skipped that whole scene. That scene sucked. I skipped the whole damn thing. Easy. Mad 'cause bad. I was pretty decent in 3 when it came out, but that's not the meta that it evolved into. So I just got bored. I got bored of just the only tech being spacing, and that was about it. That was like it. Dodd, will you ever forgive my transgressions? Maybe. People can change. It can happen, but I'll have to think about that one. I do like seeing Uggs. I do like seeing it. Hey, Dodd, what's up? 4 extra. Dark Souls 3 is a lot simpler than this game for sure, but we're gonna get we're gonna get into one of those arguments that doesn't matter, because they definitely don't. None of this matters at all. I was supposed to have a smoke after all that ended, but you know, I'm sitting here learning things. Oh, chat. Don't make me talk about Elden Ring. Don't make me do that. I have to sit here and stare at this. Whatever's going on, all the sounds I'm sure you all are being blasted with in-game that I am not, because it's totally silent to me. Oh, somebody's messing with the mic.
Hello.
Hello.
I think I've put myself back together.
Okay, you all right?
Can't we fucking leave the KHL1? Can't believe it.
Oh, I'm glad to hear it. I'm glad to hear it. I didn't know exactly what was going on, and I was just sitting there thinking, you know, look, if Elden Ring's so forgettable, I've already forgotten the last match. For a moment there, I was like, oh man, did we actually have a problem? And did I say something I shouldn't have? And are we going to go to war? I didn't know. And here we are.
Well, you know what? There has been a week for drama. I'll give it that much. But we do have the score logged. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be our last fight of the day. It's going to be Sip versus Beard. Shieldpoke wasn't able to make it. Soviet and Servan will be delayed until Thursday, which is going to be the next time that this league is going to go on, as we do have very kind healing there on the side of Sip. Thank you very much for that. Do appreciate it. And we're just waiting now to get, I'm not sure if Beard is in yet. Let me just tag him now and make sure that all is good. But well played to everyone so far. You've put on one hell of a show for ourselves.
That is true, unironically. That is, you guys have been doing interesting things in a lawless land. There is certain aspects that we did not see coming.
Yeah, I know, it's absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal on the side of everyone. And I have to say, GG's all. Like, begrudgingly say GG's all, as we do have Sip in in his usual build, which is, of course, Frosty's younger brother. That is how that works. But we're just going to change scores and everything like that. Wipe that from memory. KJL is disqualified, obviously. That's how that works. And it's going to be B on that side. Okay, let's just keep B versus Sip. I'm excited for this match. Unfortunately, I will have a video of the Cruci versus Sip match, hopefully up either this evening or tomorrow, which of course it was not streamed, so that should be on the exclamation point YouTube. We do a moderate amount of plugging.
Not sure if it's your own channel, it's not plugging. You're good. Don't worry.
Is that how that works? Shameless
Yeah,
self.
it'd be plugging if I put in my most recent video that has nothing to do with anything. That would be plugging if I did that, or talked about how you could find me at gorillameathorsemoney.com. But that's that. You are not plugging.
Unfortunate. I'll try better next time to be more shameless about it. All right. Either way, Sip versus B. Give us the count in. Hello? Give us the count in at your leisure.
Oh, sorry. Discord had a little bit of a hiccup there. 3, 2, 1, go.
Boom. Out goes the bolt, and we do have both of our players here going for their respective buffs. Sip is going to be on the dismounter main hand pike, I think that is. I'm not actually sure, as we do see the very honest Hall Shear come out on the side of Beard, who is going to be chipped for 167 damage in that one. And it is, of course, going to be round 1, which I will change now in just a second as we get both of our players in shot while I do that.
Be the sensible thing to do, maybe.
And there we have it. We do have both of our players in here, but in this, I've not seen much pike off dismounter. How do you feel that that's going to go?
Well, we know that power stance pikes are real good for the fact that they're about the same speed or faster than just one-handing. But the range is super deceiving, so it's something you always have to watch out for. But B-Beard is no stranger to competitive fights. We know that they are in pretty much every fight club that I've ever seen. They are involved one way or another. So how they adapt to that is going to be interesting to see. But they are getting chased down with that dismounter, that beautiful roll catch, treating it out like it's the arena. And B-Beard goes down there as Sip is thinking to himself, I'm ready. I'm ready for this. I faked you out. I confused you with the pike, and instead I'm just gonna two-hand this great sword. It worked in the arena, and I'm gonna try it here.
Well, that's one of the things that I actually quite like about the dismounter, believe it or not, is there's actually a reason to use the both one-handed and two-handed setups with it, which is just simply to change the timing, catch people out. They expect one timing when they see the animation, and you end up hitting them with another. It's actually really nice in that respect that you have that option. It's definitely a step in the right direction, and I wish more setups were capable of doing that, if I'm being completely honest with you. As we do see Sip here, master of the parkour. Maybe Frosty could learn a thing or two of him. As we do have both of our players in, give us the count in at your leisure.
3, 2, 1, go.
Boom. Out it goes there, and we are going to see both of our players here going for their respective buffs. Out goes the buff here from the side of B-Beard. Sip looking for an opportunity. Goes for the Frost Pot. We haven't seen Rancor Pots used yet, which is kind of interesting in and of itself. And we are going to see it there. That's 419. The Frost comes off on that. Sip keeping up that little bit of aggression. He's letting it up, though. He's given B-Beard the opportunity to go for that Bolus. And we do see the change to the Banished Knight Halberd on the side of B-Beard, which I don't know how you feel about your Halberds. How do you feel about the difference between the diagonal set? Oh, the jump R2 is beautiful there. He is going to be frosted there. 564 damage. How do you feel about the different movesets of the Halberds, Dodd?
Well, I would say that it's much easier to space. Oh, another anti-air. You cannot do that against with these weapons, and their Phantom is incredible. It's much easier to space with the poking version, the thrusting version of the movesets. But I would say there is a lot of interesting anti-air that can be done. That you just kind of cut people's options. You cut those options down with those. Oh, Piercing Fang! I really wanted that to land because we all love it. But you cut down a lot of options. There goes down BBR with that jump. That was a beautiful that jump was just a call out. You don't need anti-air if you've got that kind of read. That is impressive. But no, I'm trailing here. It is difficult when you get hit with the running attack of the more vertical ones, knowing that you can't just mindlessly jump in the air and get away from
Yeah, for
whatever that
sure.
follow up is, because they will knock you out of the air. And I have landed a lot of interesting hits on dudes who are just mindlessly going for jumping L1 with like PSGS or something like that,
Mm,
because they just forget, oh yeah, he can just keep doing that and keep getting away with it.
yeah, for
So
sure.
it's a dangerous thing. And I think CGS is also one of those weapons. I mean, you really just can't jump in its face because it will clip you.
Yeah, and even on this, like, this should be relatively reasonable latency as well. You know that there's not that much of a distance between the players. Then packets don't have far to travel. They're both NA East, if memory serves correctly. So even on this kind of like mid to low lat, we are seeing what can only be described as like that anti-air consistently coming out on the side of the dismounter. Because I know I tried to jump it a lot, and I end up
Mhm.
just eating damage, which I would never do under any circumstance, obviously.
Definitely not.
But either way, we do have both of our players in. B-Beard on the Holdstock versus the Pike Mount. Pike Mount? Pike Mounter is definitely a phrase. Are you ready to go, Dot?
3, 2, 1, go. And if I'm
Uh,
not mistaken, that's a cold pike as well, and that's just
yes.
going to be landing Phantom for days.
Speaking of which, he is gonna. Oh, we do see the healing come out on the
Oh
side of
no.
Sip. That is definitely going to be something, and he's using the madness one as well, just to make sure that B-Beard has to be careful that he's not going to get madness for trying to use those heals. That's actually really smart, but 974 damage. We do see the jump come out on the side of B. A little bit weird. Not sure if that was the forbidden tech.
I
723
believe
trouble one.
I believe that's the first time we've seen the warmth on the ground. I wear
Yeah.
the glow stones. I don't know what to call, but I'm calling them warmth because I played a better game, and I believe that's the first time we've seen that.
The R, that true combo comes off there, and the jump R1, or I believe that's a jump R2, and that's going to be Sip in a spot of bother, but the late damage hits, and that's going to be a trade, but it's still going to be B-Beard taking that win. Very well played on the side of B.
Yeah, I think Sip got a little aggressive there, and B very much took advantage of that. That was happy to have him as close in his face like that with the Albert Offstock. That is a nasty thing to pressure when you're that low, because these pokes in this game will surprise you and get to you. You can see that great rune going off. As we're gonna and hopefully not rot ourselves. As a
Hopefully.
reminder, players should be resting before they come in and not have that problem. There's a lot of running, a lot of moving around
Yeah,
going
yeah,
on there.
yeah, yeah. We're getting a
You,
sneak peek at whatever Sip is planning as he does appear on the far side of the arena there. Phenomenal display here on the side of Sip, and that's going to be both of our players here in, ready to go. Sip 2, B1, round 4. I'm ready. Are you?
I surely am. 3, 2, 1, go.
Boom. Out goes the bolt there, and we are going to see the physic here from both of our players. We are going to see the attempted punish here with the Beast Roar coming out on the side of Beard, taking up center, keeping that little bit of pressure. And Sip here going for the mirror.
Well, we've seen this. We're looking at a completely different patch now than where we are currently.
Is this the first couple of months of the game, Todd? What's going on? A hot
That's,
stock
I feel
everywhere?
like it is. Baby's first meta setup, which easy to learn, hard to master kind of deal. Seeing that Loretta Slash coming out like it's another player entirely who will go unnamed. That's a nasty poke there, and that was a little bit of that call out on that jumping attack. That was very well timed on Sip's part to pull that down. Throwing out some of that glintstone. There's a little bit of the roar. Again, we're looking at different patches all of a sudden, which is kind of fun to see. And then Loretta Slash says, "My hyper armor does not care about what you think. It doesn't matter." Sip taking another one with the problematic hood, and we're going to see some interesting plays. It's Easter in Spain, everybody. It's not what you think it is.
I can take you fucking nowhere. Holy shit. That's going to be 3-1.
Sure is.
4, and that should be 5. I pressed the wrong button on the round. Oh my god. Moving swiftly along, ladies and gentlemen. Very good display there on the side of Sip. He did a really solid job. Just to remind me, I don't believe I messed up the score anywhere at all. It was just a misclick on the round counter, if memory serves. It's going to be 3-1 to Sip, if memory serves correctly. So, well played to both of them. We are seeing the mirrors coming out hot and heavy, and that's going to be a Hall Dagger now versus Hall Stock.
I believe it was Hall Dagger before.
Was it Hall Dagger as well? I wasn't sure. I didn't quite catch that.
I think so. I think Sip was rocking Hall Dagger.
As we have the Chris ready to go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, on a 3, on a 2, and a 1, LA. And out goes the physics from both of them. The attempt to punish here on the side of B yet again. The Glintstone Chris coming out. So it is the Chris in the offhand on the side of Sip, not a Wakazashi. As we are going to see the run attack. In goes the punish there. Swing first, lose first, goes for the backstab. Tries to get the backstab as the side of Sip. The hyper armor comes out. That is 1100 damage in that exchange, and the two-handed bird now comes out on the side of Sip. Goes for it. The R1, R2. Beautiful stop. In comes the follow-up with the Chris managing to land it.
You don't see that often. You do, and that is going to be it for B-Beard on that one. That was a nasty hit there. There was a lot of call-outs. Sip showing that they're a very read-heavy player, taking a full advantage of every hit, playing it correctly, and understanding what they have to do. But again, Hall Stock is not as threatening as it used to be, and Sip knows that. And I think is taking advantage of, I've hit you, and you are now just in full disadvantage, 100%. You can't do a whole lot about it.
And it's the beautiful thing about the Halberd is, even Hall Dagger as well, is like you have so many options in order to call out anything. You know, you come in, you land the R1. Now what do I do? That's kind of one of the reasons why I've always gravitated towards it, because you do have option. You go for run R1. You can obviously go for the run R2 if they try and strafe. You can just do a standing R1 and attempt to roll catch if that's what they're going to do. You can go for a jump R2 or jump R1. There's like so many different ways for you to engage with them, and they have to respect all of it, because 90% of it is going to poise break and you're going to be in a world of hurt. So I really do think Sip showed there that that's exactly what you can do. And an interesting showing of the Loretta Slash as well throughout these fights. But B-Beard is going to be switching over to Carrions by the looks of things. So we have both of our players on an int build by the looks of things. And I'm definitely ready. This is going to be potentially a match point here for Sip, but B could very well come back.
It's true that PSSS, though I will say we know how PSSS is played, and having a long weapon like Halberd that's a spooky thing to try to space yourself out with, but not as spooky as CGS with its Phantom. 3, 2, 1, go.
Boom, out goes the bolt here, and there we have it. We have the Chris here managing to get that punish there. And again, we do see a little bit of a damage there coming out with the Beast Drawer as well. Nicely done here on the side of B, as we are going to see both of our players here looking for these opportunities. Sip here, sticking out in neutral, waiting to try and punish those jumps in. Call them out, space out the jump attack. He goes for the R1, not quite able to connect. B-Beard taking these opportunities, trying to get that punish there from distance. Not quite able to do it. But how's he going to engage in this one, down the side of B-Beard?
Well, it's, we know how PSSS works. We know what it's good at, and it's always going to be that unlock spacing, walking back and forth, trying to get in your little micro hits as attempted there. Still a dangerous thing to do against Halberd Dagger, because they can really punish out those spaces if you're not just absolutely on point with it. Punishing that Bolus, that was a very good punish. And a very good jumping attack on B, as well as the follow-up. That's what they want. They want those rolls. They want to say, no, you're moving away from me. Let me tell you why that was a mistake. and they clip you out with that. That hurts. That hurts bad. There's a Bolus, doesn't get punished. Very well timed. That gets punished, and that damage is not equal. And I'm watching this, and I see both of them have the second chance. I'm at the bubble tier at this game, and I'm wondering if they're not taking full advantage of the fact that they could have a full heal flask in this tournament. I'm not sure it's as equitable to use bubble tier when they have that option.
Well,
and both players have decided not to.
The idea that I had is that there's actually better options you can go for. You can have the regen tier that you're going to get value from more or less the word go. Obviously, the second chance is kind of a passive buff, as we do see Sip move on to the HTS here to try and keep the pressure. Goes for the run R2, not quite able to connect. So it's kind of as strange as it sounds. Having the fact that you could take damage and be punished for it might make it that, if this was an older patch, this would be over, as B is on death's door and the HTS is just existing here, goes for the jump out. We're going to see these bunny hops come in hot as we see these empty jumps coming out from both of them. Ooh. And that's going to be Sip going for the jump R2 into the off dagger. Absolutely stunning stuff, and what a way to finish off the first half of round two's pools. Absolutely phenomenal stuff on both of them. Absolutely phenomenal stuff.
I think too, there's going to be a lot of time for people to adjust. I think in that last instance there, I think Sip was trying to do a reverse jump when they jumped away, and just kind of didn't land the timing on that. And I think B-Beard noticed and tried to punish, but the recovery being so low in this game, he just did it again. And was just able to get in the air and really keep that pressure on. I think that's what kind of happened there, or maybe I'm giving those split second decisions too much credit, but that seemed pretty common to me. And that was, you did jump away on purpose because I wanted to swap. Okay, no, I understand. It is the recovery on that to punish is so difficult, and I think B-Beard pushing in there was a mistake with the with the PSS setup. Given the range that we had seen Sip has, especially that Loretta slash, getting a lot of value in that fight in a way that you don't really expect to see in a tournament like this one.
Yeah, for sure. It was definitely an interesting one, as we are running into a black screen. But ladies and gentlemen, that's the first half of round two done. On obviously the pools are going to go on every Tuesday and Thursday over the course of the month of April, and then we will organize between the top 8 players what date suits to go for the grand finals. So it was an absolute phenomenal display on everyone. What are your final thoughts over the course of this the first half of round two, Dodd? What you reckon? How are you feeling about it so far?
Well, we were both interested to see what people would fall into in their comfort line, seeing, round ones going as they went, and what kind of behavior was going to be the standard, who was going to push the limit of what was allowed, because, we have such a very loose rule set here for this. And I was interested to see how round two would reflect that. And it seems, other than montages and KGL's fight, most people were rocking as a very specific line of what they wanted, instead of just general all around. And that wasn't a dig at Montage or anybody involved. That was just, they had builds that had lots of options and they happened to be against each other, whereas everybody else was hyper specific in what they were looking for. Ruth had the sleep bow. We saw Sarusory with the Uggs and playing that out as Uggsy as possible. We saw that. Frosty, switching it up constantly, which might be part of his mindset. It's like, yeah, you figured out what I was doing there. I'm going to just switch weapons entirely and change it up. That's something I do a lot, and it screws people over. Maybe that's in the back of Frosty's mind. That a lot of people had a very specific purpose in what they came to do with their build, and some of it worked, some of it didn't. And I think it was a lot more specified in round two than it was in round one.
Yeah, for sure. And just as a reminder to everyone how this tournament is working, we're doing a set a week for the pools, there's 4 rounds of pools. On challenge, it's telling me 5. If there are any ties, we may actually just have people fight one more time just to determine who's going to be top 8. And at the end of the season, so to speak, at the end of the 4 sets, we are going to move over to the grand finals, which are going to be a top 8. If memory serves correctly, it's going to start in semifinals. So the bottom 4 are going to be in losers bracket and the top 4 are going to be in the main bracket. So they'll have a second chance. Challenge might do things a little bit differently. We'll follow Challenge and how it works. But top 8 are going to move on, and that's going to be at the very beginning of May, all going well. But we will organise with players when the grand finals will be organised. Possibly in the same dates, possibly split over 2 days as well. So that there's a little less overall time commitment at any given day is like the idea. It's an experimental format, and we're testing it under duress. So it's going to be a pretty interesting one. So I hope everyone enjoyed. From my wonderful co-commentator here, the wonderful Dropout Dragon. That's the only compliment I'll give him. Fair play to him. He's put up with my bullshit, and we definitely had a good time. And to all of chat as well, thank you all so much for your patience. Dodd, you have the last word before we raid into someone.
Thank you all for being here. Thank you for having patience with, this very experimental thing. Leagues are very rare within the Souls community, and it's fun to see one get started. Everybody is, I think, in very good spirits of how all this is going, and I do appreciate you all for doing that. Thank you.
Dodd, your views on drama, says Stanky.
Excellent. And the sooner this community dies, the quicker I can leave.
Before you go, though, we do have one question before we do decide to raid into Blade of Maya. McGregor impression? I don't actually think. Dublin accent. Dublin. I can't believe. I hate him so much. I don't actually know how to do a McGregor
Holy
impression.
crap, dude. This is so cool to be hanging out with Conor fucking McGregor. That's so neat. Wow.
I hate all of you. Welcome in, Bernard, just as we leave. Excellent stuff. I'll see you all on Thursday. Mwah. Say hi to Blade of Maya for me, everyone. Take care and good luck. Quit recording.